1 second. Okay, we're rolling.
All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Frankie Slauson here, and we're doing a live exclusive rapid fire radio video today, and we're doing an interview with Colt Ford.
What's up, brother? How are you, man?
It's good to see you.
Good to
Finally,
see you.
you know, we had a little confusion there for a little while, but
we got it worked out.
Yeah, I'm glad that we got.
I'm confused all the time.
So, how's it, your experience in Sturgis?
Awesome. This is my third time here. So,
okay.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
A lot of crazy people, and you know.
It's like a normal show. They're just more motorcycles.
Yeah.
I'm used to the crazy people. My fans come. I always have fun.
Do you ever get time to do anything other than perform, or is it? Or
yeah, sometimes. I mean, I got played golf down the road a little bit today.
Oh,
down
you did?
Spearfish. Yeah,
Okay,
it was fun.
okay.
So this weather out here is unbelievable. So
yeah, you know, they figured that it was going to be hot, rainy, and whatever, but
this ain't hot, not compared to where I'm from. It's nice.
So what kind of brings you to Sturgis anyway? Why do you figure that you're a good fit for the rally?
Well, I mean, my fan base is this fan base, just hard working, blue collar American, rebel flag, ass kicking, you know, proud of America, proud of our soul. You know, it's just what this whole thing is, really. You know, I mean, and freedom and doing your own thing and doing it your own way, and that's really how I built my career. And
it just seems like that's the theme throughout the rally.
And it's great. I mean, again, and that's what's awesome. I mean, you got people from, you don't know what they do. There's people here that are worth millions of dollars. There's people here that ain't worth nothing. I'm more on that nothing end of the thing. But I mean, everybody's just here having fun and enjoying being themselves, not having to fit into anything. And I dig that a lot.
So with being here during the rally, are there any entertainers that you get to see other than yourself?
Well, you know, that's the frustrating thing. We're only in for a day and out, you know, so very seldom do you get, you know, it's fun to get to play a show with the Likes, my buddies that are on my record label, and get to see my buddy David Allen Coe is always a treat.
Oh, yeah, that is a treat.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people here that you'd like to go see. Justin Moore, my buddy's playing down the road. We played together Saturday night, but you can't, you know, you got to do your own thing. It's hard to move around. You want to try to go catch something, but you get caught in traffic and you mess something up.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
Kind of just hanging around here.
So you released a new album just recently. What's the name of the album?
It's called Love, Hope, Faith. I think it's the best record I've made, honestly. I mean, every record I try to add a little bit more to what I'm doing.
Oh,
I mean, I try to grow as an artist. I try to find songs that push me and add a little bit to what I'm doing. And I feel like this record I push myself the most. And I'm excited about it. I never want to forget where I came from, you know, and the audience that helped me get there. So I always have what they want, but I try to add a little bit every time. And I feel like I did the best of all the worlds this time.
How long did it take to make the album?
Longer than any other ones. This took well over a year. And it was just because we just kind of taking our time. I was just trying to find the right songs.
Sure.
Normally I write most of the record. This time I cut a lot of outside songs. Just do something different, you know. I mean, I found songs that I really liked and worked out all right.
Any songs that people should notice that are like playing on the radio right now? Or?
Well, the new song is a song called Young Americans that I did with Charles Kelly from Lady Antebellum and his brother Josh Kelly. So it's cool. I mean, they're Georgia boys. They're both incredible singers, and it is what it is. Young Americans. It's just a feel good. It makes you want to reminisce and sing along to the chorus, and it's just that kind of song, you know. You just want to roll the windows down and crank it up a little bit.
Well, we appreciate having you on Rapid Fire Radio, a special video exclusive here. This doesn't happen too often, so it's nice to get a big name like Colt Ford to be a part of our
big name, but I'm glad to be here.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks very much, brother. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
You don't get this stuff from Howard Stern Show. You don't get this stuff from anything but Renegade Radio.
To escape the winter, I went down and did shows in the States. I learned something down in America. There's a difference between Canadian and American foods. And that difference is Canadian food isn't actively trying to murder you. Everything in the States was insane. It looked like it had been dipped in batter, rolled in butter, and had a Mars bar hidden in it. The biggest difference between Canadian and American foods can be found in the cereal aisle of the grocery store. I don't know if you've been in an American supermarket recently, but Canada as a nation is getting screwed over on sugar cereals. They've got things we've never seen. When I was down south, I counted 4 different types of Cap'n Crunch. 4. We have 1. We have regular Cap'n Crunch. That's it. You know it and you love it. Red box, blue uniform, white mustache. It's the Cap'n. He does not hold a naval rank of any kind. It's right there on the box. C-A-P', N, Cap'n. That is a nickname at best. Actually, I guess here he's Capitan Crush. You guys gave him full honors. Personally, I don't trust the French side of the box. I don't understand why sounds are different in French. You tell me that now I'm in Quebec, if I bite into a biscuit, I'm gonna hear a cruche? I know what crunches are. You can go screw yourselves. If you've never had Cap'n Crunch, it's a delicious cereal that hurts your face. Three main ingredients in that cereal are sugar, crack cocaine, and fiberglass. You eat a bowl of that cereal, it will shred the roof of your mouth like you are eating Brillo pad cereal. You are already pouring another bowl because you're addicted and you can't stop. They have 4. Number 1 is also regular Cap'n Crunch. It would be weird if they didn't have that. Number 2 is peanut butter Cap'n Crunch. Yeah. Because in the United States, Cap'n Crunch doesn't give a shit about allergies. He's straight up murdering kids at breakfast. Third type of Cap'n Crunch is Cap'n Crunch with crunch berries. What the hell is a crunch berry? Forgive me, I'm not a botanist. I'm not familiar with the plant that gives off the crunchberry fruit. I can tell you it does not grow in a northern climate, as we do not have crunch berries in Canada. They only grow in the States, and not in enough abundance to share with the rest of the world. Which makes the 4th type even more infuriating, because the 4th type is oops, just crunch berries. That's the name of the cereal. Cap'n Crunch, oops, just crunch berries. It's a box of crunch berries. There's no Cap'n Crunch in there. That means that their crunch berry surplus is so vast, they're able to fill entire boxes with the stuff and then pass it off as an accident. We didn't even mean to make this. Now, I don't know when this crunch berry embargo was levied against our nation, but it's bullshit, and it is time for it to stop. I've already started a very angry letter writing campaign to my member of parliament to lift this ban on crunch berries, because I believe it is my right as a Canadian to eat 7 different colors and still just shit green for some reason. Because that is what happens when you eat a box of crunch berries. I have done the research. Thank you very much, Montreal. Have a great night.
What's going on, everybody? Hey, let me add you here, Lance. Hold on.
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody. Well, so far you are. I don't know. Everybody's been having issues getting in and all that. They're it's like why is it hard when I want to do a show? Why is it, everybody else, when they do shows and podcasts and stuff, everybody is here for it, most of it. And two, they are able to get in and make it work so well. Why is it hard for
This
me?
one you had to either go in through YouTube or Facebook.
Yeah, and I don't know. I figure everybody would be able to get in one way or another.
Yeah.
I mean,
YouTube for me. Yeah.
yeah, I'm paying $45 a month for this service now, so this is twice as much as Zoom, but because of all the special features and everything. So I'm hoping everybody will be able to get in and not have any issues because it's just we got a big show tonight, and I don't want anybody to miss it. And I already know some people are going to miss it because most of the people around my area are sick. So I guess so. That's what I was told, and I've been hearing that at work too. I mean, there's because of the weather, mostly I'm pretty sure, and depends on if you hang out with certain people or whatever. I don't know. It's not just COVID. It's all the diseases out there. I mean, everybody just everybody gets sick. It's just how it goes. I'm sure you had colds and all that. And
I don't get sick. I've not had COVID. I've not been vaccinated.
yeah, me neither.
It's like, wow, love it.
Well, all I can say is to the ones who are having issues, you just got to figure it out. I don't know how to, I can't change your password. I can't make it any easier for you. This is what we're doing now going forward. We're using StreamYard. So if you're able to, you had all this time to get ready and prepare. You had 6 weeks. I figure that's enough time with it, for people to prepare and whatever. And I don't know. Maybe it just if you guys check your email or something, maybe you can it'll let you recover your password if you don't know, because that's been the problem. They want extra security and everything for Facebook nowadays.
Oh, okay. Since I'm not tied to Facebook, then I don't know.
Yeah, so that's what it mostly is. But anyway, welcome to Season 4 of Renegade Radio. Anyway, with the two of us, Frankie and Lance, and for now, anyway. I know there'll be once everybody can figure out. I mean, that's why you got lots of time to figure it out and everything. So, I'm good. I'm nice that way. I don't just just let everybody just not show up or whatever. So we'll see what happens. But it could just be you and I. I mean, We'll see. And our guests. But we got a lot of guests, and the first guest that'll be coming in about an hour, her name is TERRIE SNELL, and I have you to thank for that, which you knew because of our phone call last night. But she played Aunt Leslie in Home Alone 1 and 2, so that should be all thanks to Lance for that one, because he sent me some emails a while back ago about some people that we should try to have on. And
we got to fish, right? We got to see who's willing to come to this crazy ride.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a good thing. I'm glad that she said yes.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it was thanks to the agent, and then he got a hold of her, and then they just kind of wanted some questions ahead of time. In that situation where I'd have to ask or write down some questions that we might potentially ask. Not saying that that'll happen, but it's like just to get their approval and everything. So,
sure.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay. No, I think that's great. I mean, some of the choices that some of the options that are out there, I think, are just some of the what do you call them? Categories of people, let's say. I mean, there's so many options now.
Oh yeah, and that's what's nice about all this. I'm just happy just that everything's going to work, and she'll be fun to talk to, because she has an interesting story about her life as an actress and what she does currently, and she's 81 years old as well. 81. Can you believe that?
Yeah. I gotta say, time flies.
Yeah,
And it's always these ridiculous holiday movies, right? Because obviously
Yeah.
you've seen Home Alone somehow this last season, and you see her in this case as that character in that one time and never changes. So it's
Sure.
always interesting. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and I like this the fact that it was easy. Well, I didn't think it'd be easy, but it's the only one that really responded back. You know, we were trying to get other people and everything, and I just hate it when people don't respond back at all. You know, at least to tell me no or sorry, we can't. You know, we're not interested.
That
You
would
know?
be so fantastic if there was simply just a, you know what, I'm gonna just hit this no button, and
I'm
but
acting just sense to you. Yeah, say no. That's
that
it.
doesn't exist. It's terrible. It's
I mean,
terrible.
in
It's
that case,
too
they might as
easy.
well just, in that case, they might as well just give us a middle finger button just to push. You know, say
Totally.
screw you. You have no future. We're not interested.
Bingo.
Who the hell are you? You know, you're not
Bingo.
Logan. You're not Logan Paul. We want Logan Paul. You know, because he's a broadcast. He's a real broadcaster. You know, it's like what the fuck.
See what I mean?
He can
So,
bring
you
the
know,
views. And
maybe we need to do a boxing exhibition, you know, because I believe he's gonna now fight Conor McGregor
Oh,
in
Jesus
in a
Christ.
form. I believe it's boxing.
So none of this like thing. I don't understand why people even fell for the hype of the whole Tyson Jake Paul thing, because I don't understand. Like, if they knew that they were getting all these ridiculous rules and all that, I'm sure there's people that bet money on the game and everything, and yet they all watch it like no big deal, and then they complain because it was too fake. And I'm just like, well, what do you expect? You bought yourself into it. You know, just like the people that thought that the Vikings had a chance against the Lions last night. You know, I don't normally get into sports talk, but I just like, once I knew that it wasn't going to be more anti-Viking. You know, I mean, I was hoping because I watched it. You know.
Yeah, Seahawks, same thing. They won, but it doesn't matter. They're done. I was going to congratulate Mad Dog and go, well, okay, at least Russell Wilson is doing his job now, and
sure.
Yeah, hey, I know.
Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. The point being is that this is what's going down, and it doesn't mean that they've lost completely. It just means that they're still in the playoffs. That's what people have to realize. That just because they lost the seed doesn't mean that they're done. Right. But in our area, we're so used to the Vikings disappointing us. We build up that hope when we know they're doing really well, and we feel that there's a miracle will happen. And all of a sudden, when it gets to the playoffs, and that's when everybody's hope goes down. So I don't know.
We didn't even make it.
Well,
and we were leading the division at one point.
I think the Vikings also beat the Seahawks too. I think they
I'm sure they did.
Thing. But it doesn't matter. I don't know a whole. I mean, I'm not the one to talk about football. I mean, there's probably other people better experts out there than I am, because I'm not.
Yeah.
If we're talking pro wrestling and getting excited about Raw being on Netflix tonight, I guess I can say I'm excited for that.
I know. And one thing that still just, it's taken a while. That's a good look.
Antique Man, he has been. See, I knew they were slowly going to come in once they get it all figured out.
Fantastic.
Okay. I'm only expecting like half of our crew tonight because the rest are sick or have.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you. We just can't
hear
see
me
you.
now.
But you can't see me.
No, you got the camera angled at something else, some wires or something or whatever.
Yeah, I've got. See, that's a new camera thing in the system here, so I'll figure that out.
Okay.
Go ahead. Don't let me bother.
Did you get
it looks like it fell.
Did you get a new camera for Christmas or something? Or?
Oh, yeah, I got to put my shirt back on.
Oh, jeez. Okay. He thought this whole idea that we were going to go topless tonight. I'm just like, well, if Mama T goes along with it, I guess I will all go.
Until we get the Renegade radio swag, we might want to try that.
Yeah. Because copyright and nudity is just okay. I mean, it's okay for us if we were doing this as guys, but if Tanya all of a sudden started taking her shirt off and went on showed her boobs, then we'd be banned.
Right.
I just got them being unbanned from Facebook before the show started, because
that might be a good thing to That might be a good thing for ratings. So, we could just see how long the whole episode will last without saying a word.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
If they even ban it. And then if they ban it, we'll be known as those guys. Then we'll have to have an alternate channel.
Sure. Then we'll have to go to OnlyFans, I think, which I don't know if I can broadcast on OnlyFans or this one or on StreamYard, but I don't know. Who knows? But hey,
Yeah,
what's going on, Antique Man? Happy
I
New
love
Year and
So
welcome to.
what's going on with those guys that can't figure it out? I'm 20 years older than they are.
Yeah, it's just that Anthony Mad Dog gets frustrated. He was hoping that we'd stick with Zoom, and I don't want to stick with Zoom. Zoom doesn't allow us to do. Look how fun and creative this already looks already. If we're just putting in the titles and everything. I can't do that on Zoom. I can't do
Okay,
anything.
here's what I discovered. Maybe I'll go and tell Anthony and these guys.
Yeah.
First, I tried to get on using my cell phone and going to Facebooks, and then it asked me before I could get on Facebook what was my password and all that. And nothing was working. So then I went to your messenger, Renegade, and you had that little logo thing icon there with the people.
Okay.
So if you're on Facebook already and you click on that got me to here, put in my password, and here I am. So it worked by using my desktop while I was on Facebook instead of going through the phone. But anyway.
Sure. No, that's fine too, because I assume that that's kind of why I was telling everybody. It's like I know people could have asked me for the lecture a lot sooner. We could have already had it all figured out, but it's like I just figured that this is what I want to do for the future now, because
We'll get it.
I played around with StreamYard a little bit, and I did an interview on StreamYard, and it's not hard to figure out. It's pretty easy. So
do you have a lot of, more admin capabilities than with Zoom, or just features?
Yeah, I do actually. Like
I love the intro outro thing that you were saying. Just even that option is.
I can change the background to our, instead of like the scribbly stuff. Well, we can do leaves here. You like leaves, like in the fall or whatever, or you don't like that? It's too much for you. Well, let's go a little trippy and do the orange background, right? Live as we're live on the show. Oh, you don't like orange? You like green? Or like a lighter, like almost like a blue green kind of like.
And I love the banner, man.
Yeah, I love it too. And see with that, we can change the colors and everything, and we can do a lot of cool things that we can do on here.
Yeah.
So, it's just, and then, like the ticker, I can hide that, I can shut it off, I can turn it back on. If we have something major that we want to talk about or whatever, we can let people know what guests we're coming up next, blah blah blah. I can create a banner as we're doing it, and then the one thing that's cool about it is like if people comment or leave feedback, I can see it on here instead of going right to the Facebook page. I can see the comments now. I can actually, and I don't know. Is there anything that you see as a guest at all, or no?
Let's see here. Settings. A couple of little things. If I exit full. Well, all I have to do is unhide the chat.
Okay, so you can chat.
If I exit full screen, then it just says private chat or comments.
Oh,
so I'm not sure.
So it doesn't give you guys a lot of access to like anything or whatever.
Right. I don't think so.
Can you at least see the comments at all?
Did you click on comments to see what happened?
No, I'll do it right now here. Let's see.
Yeah, like on mine, it just says some destinations won't get comments.
Oh, okay.
So
I saw those.
How do you do? If you exit full screen, you can tap comments. Okay, that's Mama T. Mama T, get in here. I don't care if you have the runs or hemorrhoids or whatever. Get in here. You were able to do your show last night for no problem. Your interview with Kenny Lee Lewis that I watched. I didn't comment on anything because Facebook had me temporarily banned, because of a video that it was our little Bobby interview that we did, when Sam and I first started the show back in 2023. And it wasn't because of the interview. It was because of what we showed after that. Sam insisted that I showed the Fox interview that he got, when he was interviewed. And that's property of Fox right there. That's not our property or anything, So all of a sudden, a year and a few months later, I get a notification from Facebook saying that I'm not monetized no more, and I'm not, like I'm banned, temporarily banned for like 3 days. And I'm just like, because of a video that, went with your copyright. I'm just like, what the hell, It's like it's an old video. Plus, I didn't make no money off that video. I barely make money. I monetize, but like very little do I get. It's like from their Facebook program or something, and I'm lucky if I get $10 a month, if that, and that's just from posting things or whatever, So anyway, so tonight we're gonna have Terrie Snell on the show. They're Antique Man, and then she's from Home Alone 1 and 2.
Right.
She'll be on in about another hour. Then after that, we have actor Mark Metcalf on. He was in Animal House, and he wrote a book about I guess it's about his brother. It's called Timmy. And I know it sounds more like a South Park reference than anything else, but it's not South Park. It's all about mental health and suicide and stuff. So it'll be interesting. And then about 7 o'clock, then our Jim Varney tribute artist, Mr. Josh BLEVINS, will be coming in. Now, I wasn't going to do 3 tonight, but because of Terrie Snell, because I didn't know for sure if we were going to get her. I told her what day would be cool for a season opener, but then it took a little while to get a response. So I booked other people instead. And then all of a sudden when I booked other people, then, now we're ready to, now it's okay. So, so that's why we have 3. Other than that, I'm only going to stick with maybe 2 at the most from now on, or 1, just because it's, we got a lot of good stuff coming this month. We even got a guy who was in Teen Wolf 2 that's going to be on our show at the end of the month. You know who that would be there, Lance, at all? Just to take a wild guess at all for anybody that you might know or remember from your days in the, back in the day anyway.
From which one?
Teen Wolf 2 from 1987.
2, huh?
And it's not Jason Bateman. It's a character. It's a supporting character. Somebody
I'm guessing it's not Dad.
No, well, because Dad's passed away a long time ago.
Has he?
Or what was it? It wasn't Dad. It was that was his uncle in Teen Wolf 2.
Man, I don't know. I who?
Well, I'll tell you here. Let's see. Hold on here. I'll give you the name here.
Oh, I mean, if we could get Bateman and we could talk about Ozark.
I want to talk about that new movie that was on Netflix, that Open Case or whatever, or whatever it's called.
Is he the bad guy in that?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he is.
That's Netflix, huh?
Yeah. The guy is Stuart Frackton. You know Stuart Frackton?
I don't.
As long as you quit complaining. Oh, don't worry, we won't complain to you. I just want to see you, Mom, with you. I haven't seen you all break. I mean, I was going to come see you and visit with you a while back ago, but I didn't know when you were free or not. So, and I just got kind of busy with the holiday. The last 2 weeks of the holiday, I didn't have a whole lot of free time for myself because I committed to myself to doing too many things or whatever, and I kind of got carried away with free time. So they didn't have me come into work at all for any of the holidays, so I hung out with family and stuff instead. So, but we won't complain about you tonight. I just want to see you. Just because.
Well, I don't know how to get rid of that glare in my glasses.
Oh, that's okay.
It is what it is.
The as more people come in, just like with Zoom, the cameras will start getting smaller and smaller. But we can only fit 10 people in this set in these sessions. So that's probably okay that not everybody's going to show up tonight. But at least the guests is going to be like all three in a row or whatever, like 3 all at the same time. It's just one by one.
Right.
So
anyway, I'll do my best to hang out, but it gets a little late for old people.
Sure. So how was your holidays then? We'll start with Antique Man. How was your holiday?
Well, thanks for asking. It was very nice and smooth. And a couple of weeks prior to that, I went up to North Dakota, west of Bismarck, a little town called Mott. My son lives out there in the country, and he and his girl finally got married.
Oh.
So it was a very nice time, and Christmas was good. So,
Well, that's good.
no complaints, thank you.
Did you get anything from Santa Claus at all? Anything?
It's kind of personal.
Kind of personal. Yeah, well, everything you tell me is personal. Everything you tell me is personal. You know what I find it funny? It's like, we don't like people robbing our houses, right? Because we get all eerie about that. Yeah, we're okay with Santa Claus coming to our house.
Well,
in the middle of the night.
But he's not carrying.
Yeah. Well, you don't know nowadays.
He should be.
He is dropping off too. I mean,
well, that's true. I guess if people were coming to give us gifts instead of robbing
he is, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so
nobody wants to burglarize our house because most people would call the police. I would just have to find time to get rid of the body.
Oh, I see it. You're the booby trap guy where it's like, oh,
here's what you do. You just make sure it's on your property and you say self-defense.
Exactly. That's all I got.
There you go.
Well, anyway, we hope that doesn't happen.
No, how about your Christmas there, Lance? What was your holiday like?
You know, I've still been curious about pushing Santa off the roof to see if then I could become the new Santa and see if that whole theory works. It was good. It was good. It was busy. And so what I'm glad about is that everything's over and we can get back to the situation. And it's been busy, like a busy month that went real fast.
Oh, sure.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
But, it's all good. It's all good. No weather issues. Unlike I know with yourself, you're having a little colder spell than I am. So
yeah, well, around here we are. Yeah, I mean it was like below zero. It was like 20 below. I know that really blows. I know. It's like, why do we stay here?
Well, that really does blows.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why do we stay here? Well, because I have family here and a few friends and my job, but I can get a job anywhere. At this point,
If it was so easy for everybody or anybody to pick up and just move because they were tired of something, you know how we'd all do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The weather thing, I do get. We did move away from snow, more snow in the winter, and then the heat in the summer. And
but I thought you lived in California though most of your life.
It was the first 11 years.
Okay.
Then I came up to Washington for then on, but then I had gone back to California one other time for a short stint during high school.
Okay.
So I pulled this high school thing but I have basically just my 11 years down there. And then everything else was up here. So you had full 4 seasons where I was. Then we got away from it, came on the other side of the mountains and just went, okay, so we've eliminated the drastic, winter and summer, which is all we were looking for. It's a little more mild now. So that's
all right, though. I mean, like with myself, I understand what you're saying about, when you finally just get sick and tired of things, because that's what I did. The whole reason why I moved to South Dakota when I did, because there was, I was 29 years old at the time, and this is like 2013, and I was just sick of the way life was. I wasn't happy with it. I wasn't, oh, there he is. I wasn't happy with the way things were. I don't know. I just needed a change, and I just figured I've done everything I could do in this area here. I need to go somewhere where nobody knows me, where I can just start a new life and just kind of. Luckily, I had family in the Black Hills, and I still do. But it's like I kind of wish I would have stuck around there. There's part of me that wishes that I wouldn't have came back here when I did.
Hey, look, the wind blew in.
Yeah, what the heck here? How was that for you there, Mad Dog? I'm sorry, but
Getting on that other stupid thing.
now you got low volume now. I have to turn your volume up a little bit, there, brother.
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can, but your volume's a little low.
I had the volume down. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Oh man.
Well, at least you made it, though. I mean, that's that's all right. I mean, hey, I had faith in you. I'm sorry that we're switching to something different that you don't really like, but it's like it's just the way it is. This is how it goes. You host your own show, and you can be on Zoom then. Is what I say.
Someday.
Yeah, but turn your volume up, though, if you can.
It's up all the way now.
But I have basically.
Oh, and now somebody else has their volume up.
How about now?
No, I still can't hear you.
Mama T.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's
Is my
going on
volume
there,
better?
Mama T? Oh yeah, now it is.
Much
Now
better.
it is. Much better.
Yeah, I had that
Muy
speaker on,
gracias.
that's why. Hi, Mama
Muy
T.
gracias. Yeah, happy New Year, everybody. Right, see, now I feel like we're at a family. Now we're back. Our family's back. Mom, Dad,
Almost.
the
We
kids.
got one more.
Mom, Dad, the kids. Congratulations, Steelers. Congratulations, Steelers.
Yeah, for what? Losing 4 in a row and having to play Baltimore the first round?
At least you're there.
Yeah, we could have been sitting pretty, man. We could have been sitting pretty. Bye week, top of the division, and we shit the bed and lost 4 in a row.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm used to
hey.
these guys shit in the bed.
At least you're not.
Should be here last night.
And it's funny. There were people that I guess the owners bought a lot of people some tickets or whatever, and they drove them all the way down to Detroit for the game. And yeah, this is what happens. I guess everybody was hyped. There was a little section for purple, and then all blue everywhere else.
Well, you don't have to do that with Steeler fans. We go to every game and sell their stadium out.
There you go.
You should have saw that Los Angeles game, man. It looked like a Steeler home game.
That's just great. Man.
Well, welcome, guys. I really appreciate the fact that everybody has come, or anybody that hasn't been able to come.
Hello, Mama T.
Because it's kind of a big episode. I mean, I don't want to make too much hype about it, but it's been kind of waiting for this day for quite a while. I'd say.
Too late for that.
What?
Too much hype.
Hey, I'm excited because as I said on Messenger to most of you, that the reason why I'm doing this mostly now, it's not just for me, but I'm doing it for all you guys because this gives you a chance to really experience something
Fine.
magical.
Stop it. So.
Are you talking to me or who are you talking to? Are you talking? You got a cat? Oh yeah, that's right. You got your dog. That's right.
I got 2 of them now.
Oh.
So the one, I think I'm going to have to give her up because she just, I can't potty train her and she keeps pissing on my mattress.
Oh.
Yeah, what is it? Why do they
can't
do
really,
that?
I can't get near her. She's more like having a cat. Like you go to try to pet her, she runs away. But if I'm sleeping, then I wake up and she's on the bed and she lets me pet her for a little bit.
What's the deal? Why is she like that though?
Because she's a Sheltie, and I think before my friend got her, she was abused.
Oh.
And Shelties are really skittish. But she's the upstairs dog now because my friend that gave her to me was able to get a hold of her and bring her upstairs because I've got a husky now too. Big white husky. Her name is Nova, and she loves me to death. And that's the whole reason I got a dog. What? Yeah, dog, what are you doing?
That's just you have to get used to the way StreamYard does their backgrounds. The backgrounds are just kind of iffy. They're not as clear as Zoom's. Well, I don't know. You don't use a background at all.
No, the time to exercise your left hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
look at that is
fun. Oh yeah, it's just he had to go to the bathroom. I think.
It's his chair popping in and out. That's the quality of StreamYard. It's just kind of the backgrounds aren't as good as Zooms are. Zooms are a lot better, as far as I'm concerned.
So
anyway,
Shelties have to have a safe area, and when she came upstairs, her safe area was under my desk.
Oh, okay. Sure.
So that's why she gets up and she's nervous. She doesn't want to sit by my feet when I'm sitting here, so she goes on the bed.
Okay.
She goes on the bed.
Well, I mean, at least you got somebody to keep you company. See, I'm sorry I haven't come to visit with you. I've been meaning to. I just, every time we were going to plan something, you seemed like you were either busy or you just like, or something. So I just,
sometimes.
But that's good that you're.
I got other friends,
Oh, I know you do. I know you do. I just miss you. I really do. I mean, it's just like, these last 6 weeks have been kind of.
Making me blush. Oh wait, no, that's not blush. Never mind.
No, yeah. But no, just this whole time with the weather being the way it was and the holidays and everything, it's like I don't know, just everything's it's done and done. But it's like now we're in 2025, and today's a historical day in its own right, just because of everything that it represents. Politically, non-politically. Wrestling's on tonight on Netflix. For the first time. That'll be fun. If you have Netflix. And you need the 4K account. You need the $22 package. You can just get by with your $7 HD package.
I'm never going to watch it again.
You don't have Netflix at all, huh?
No, I have Netflix, but I still ain't going to watch it. I hate the new wrestling.
Oh, okay.
I like the undercard, the new ones that are coming up, like the TWA and all them, whatever.
Are you talking AEW and stuff
AEW, like yeah. I don't like the WWF. I can't stand them.
Oh, wait, AEW... are you just topless?
we were. Don't start that.
Got the memo, huh?
Take our shirts off?
Yeah, jeez.
You want to see a white, hairy breast? I look like a goddamn low-line gorilla.
Don't talk about him like that. How did you know that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Don't you pluck your hairs? Look at this. I look like a damn cheetah pet.
My eyes.
I'm the first person to walk upright in my family.
Wow. You're like a huge erection. You're like you're normally like 5'2", but you're like 6'10" or whatever.
Damn, I got hair on my shoulders, my back. I got more hair on my back and shoulders than most people got on their heads. It's horrible.
Well, I mean that's what happens, I guess. I don't know.
Nothing.
My brother's like that too, though. He's a very hairy person. A very hairy person.
My brother Johnny's the same way.
Yeah, well, isn't that something though? That's just the way.
That's some Italians.
Yeah, probably. It probably is. But anyway, so I'm just glad that everybody was able to come on here anyway, or at least the ones who are able to anyway. Because we had some fun stuff planned. Other than just our guests tonight, I'm trying out some of these features of this of StreamYard here, and all the things that I'm able to do because of it. And I am going to share. I'm going to share a video here. See, this is what's better about StreamYard than about Zoom, because now when I post a video on here, I can like say like our intro will say, for example. Like if you want to see our intro, I can just do it like this. Here, hold on 1 second.
You don't get this stuff from Howard Stern Show. You don't get this stuff from anything but Renegade Radio.
Everything's bleached.
How was that? That's pretty good there?
It's hilarious. Everything I can't stand it. Everything I say is bleached.
Oh.
I guess I got to stop cussing, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was the way that my friend, that Jeremy put it together. Like he put it together that
funny.
way.
Yeah, that was good.
But I'm just saying,
really funny.
It's one of the many things that you can do.
Can you lengthen or shorten? How much time do they give you? Just as an example.
I can't really like do that because I mean I can stop the video if I want, if I don't want to play it all.
Okay, so it obviously could keep going, or you could have shortened it.
Like I can do this. Hold on. And see, I can hit hide and I don't have to play the whole video. You know? That sort of thing. And it just what it does, the only thing is that I can't hear your commentary. That's the only thing that sucks because it automatically mutes everybody's mic. So yeah, it's just one of those things that we're gonna start doing more. I think I'm gonna start doing an earlier pre-show where I can air old episodes of ours or just like a best of or something just to get people interested and just to get people because most people will air stuff like this, to start off the show. Like a little countdown or whatever,
I missed something because I had to feed the dog. I just realized I hadn't fed her today because I was been down all day because when I got home this morning, there was piss in my bed. So I've been downstairs washing clothes today. Anyway, I'm on my way down the stairs and I hear the commercial that I play on my show to shamelessly plug the other show I'm on.
Yeah. I got that too. I as soon as Jeremy sent me a copy of that, I made sure I downloaded a copy of it because it looked really good, and then I've aired it on the live show before, or on the Grand Forks Best Source replay and stuff.
So when are you going to make a commercial for me and promote my show on yours?
I didn't know I was supposed to. I thought that's all Jeremy on that end. Am I supposed to make you a commercial? I didn't know where you were doing that.
Well, you could.
Well, it's only good.
I shamelessly plug this show every Sunday.
Okay, I haven't watched myself. So.
Apparently not. You're the second commercial.
Okay.
The second commercial break.
Okay. So that video that we just aired, or the intro is kind of what you're talking about. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I didn't know I was supposed to make anything, or else I would have already had that done already.
Well, you're supposed to be thoughtful like that.
Yeah, come on.
Well,
help a sister out.
Where's all your Christmas cheer, asshole?
Right?
Another Christmas stoned off podcast.
I was hoping that would be my Christmas present. Like, hey, guess what I made you? Because homemade gifts are always the best,
Oh, fine. You want Christmas presents? I'm going to give you a Christmas present. This is what we're going to do. Just to kind of give you a little bit of humor.
Okay, so we're going through with it.
No. But
we taking our shirts off?
No, we're not taking our shirts off.
What am I missing?
It's really hot in here.
What we're going to do is I'm going to play some clips here. Let me see. I'm going to try to find something here that will suit everything that we're all kind of about. And now I played this earlier on when Lance got on, but I don't know if anybody else seen it. So we're playing again all for you guys, and then we'll talk about it. Because this is something. This is a fun little subject.
Talking about it.
To escape the winter, I went down and did shows in the States. I learned something down in America. There's a difference between Canadian and American foods. And that difference is Canadian food isn't actively trying to murder you. Everything in the States was insane. It looked like it had been dipped in batter, rolled in butter, and had a Mars bar hidden in it. But the biggest difference between Canadian and American foods can be found in the cereal aisle of the grocery store. I don't know if you've been in an American supermarket recently, but Canada as a nation is getting screwed over on sugar cereals. They've got things we've never seen. When I was down south, I counted 4 different types of Cap'n Crunch. 4. We have 1. We have regular Cap'n Crunch. That's it. You know it and you love it. Red box, blue uniform, white mustache. It's the captain. He does not hold a naval rank of any kind. It's right there on the box. C-A-P''N. Captain. That is a nickname at best. Actually, I guess here he's Capitan Crush. You guys gave him full honors. Personally, I don't trust the French side of the box. I don't understand why sounds are different in French. You tell me that now I'm in Quebec, if I bite into a biscuit, I'm gonna hear a cruche? I know what crunches are. You can go screw yourselves. If you've never had Captain Crunch, it's a delicious cereal that hurts your face. Three main ingredients in that cereal are sugar, crack cocaine, and fiberglass. You eat a bowl of that cereal, it will shred the roof of your mouth like you are eating Brillo pad cereal. You are already pouring another bowl because you're addicted and you can't stop. They have 4. Number 1 is also regular Captain Crunch. It would be weird if they didn't have that. Number 2 is peanut butter Captain Crunch. Yeah. Because in the United States, Captain Crunch doesn't give a shit about allergies. He's straight up murdering kids at breakfast. Third type of Captain Crunch is Captain Crunch with crunch berries. What the hell is a crunch berry? Forgive me, I'm not a botanist. I'm not familiar with the plant that gives off the crunchberry fruit. I can tell you it does not grow in a northern climate, as we do not have crunchberries in Canada. They only grow in the States, and not in enough abundance to share with the rest of the world. Which makes the fourth type even more infuriating, because the fourth type is oops, just crunchberries. That's the name of the cereal. Captain Crunch, oops, just crunchberries. It's a box of crunchberries. There's no Captain Crunch in there. That means that their crunchberry surplus is so vast, they're able to fill entire boxes with the stuff and then pass it off as an accident. We didn't even mean to make this. Now, I don't know when this crunchberry embargo was levied against our nation, but it's bullshit, and it is time for it to stop. I've already started a very angry letter-writing campaign to my member of parliament to lift this ban on crunchberries, because I believe it is my right as a Canadian to eat 7 different colors and still just shit green for some reason. Because that is what happens when you eat a box of crunchberries. I have done the research. Thank you very much, Montreal. Have a great
Good show, good show.
That's good. We had a comedian around here called Captain Crunch. So it was like eating a box of razor blades. They should have called it Captain Cut My Fucking Mouth with a Razor Blade.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
So pretty exciting, pretty entertaining.
Yeah, I saw that on your page today. That's where I saw that.
Yeah. It's funny. I decided to go.
Yeah, he was hilarious.
Here's another one here.
And the Caesar salad for you, sir. Enjoy.
Thanks very much.
Yum.
Oh. There's a piece of shit in my salad.
So there is.
I don't want the shit in my salad.
Aha. Yes, I see. Are you allergic?
No, it's human feces, like a literal shit in my salad.
Right, yes. And just to be clear, you do not want a human shit in your salad.
No, I don't want a shit in my salad. Who wants a shit in their salad?
I'm so sorry. I will get that removed for you right away. Here we are, sir. 1 Caesar salad without the shit.
Did you just take the shit off the salad?
Yes, I did, sir. You said you didn't want it, so I removed it.
Oh my god, am I going crazy or something? I want a salad that doesn't have a human shit on it. That's never had a human shit on it.
Uh-huh. Won't be a moment, sir. So that customer wants this whole thing remade.
The entire thing?
The entire thing.
Oh, god damn it. Table 7.
All right, sweet, thanks.
What would
That
you do
was
if you
a
went to a
really
restaurant?
shitty clip.
Yeah, what would you do if you went to a restaurant that was the service you got? Huh? A very fancy one too. You know? How would you rate that?
Oh, Yelp would be down.
On what kind of a sliding scale?
Yeah, I don't know. I just maybe
Depends
you
on how
went
big
to
the shit is, I imagine.
maybe you went to your friend's restaurant and so he was going to pull a prank on you or something. You know, he owns the restaurant and he knows you're coming, and you know.
Mm.
And you were really looking forward to this. You took your wife out on a nice date, or your husband, or whatever, and it's just like this is the results.
I think my wife would laugh her ass off personally. Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the internet for you. I mean, it's fun. It's fun.
It is.
But yeah. So other than all of that, I mean, now we move on from that. I just wanted to kind of show you kind of all the things that we're able to do, you know, on StreamYard and playing videos. They kind of limit like the megabytes and how big the file has to be and how long the length can be a little bit. So I have to be kind of careful on what I do. But I think each week as we do these episodes and stuff, it'll be easier for me to plan out, you know, a better variety of clips and whatever. But I won't have to do it so hard like it was on Zoom, where it's like, you know, everything was laggy and everything. Was the quality pretty good for everybody?
Yeah.
As far as the airplay? Okay. Because I want to make sure, because, you know, it was able to do some investing in a proper PC, you know, this holiday season. So everything that I got, you know, is better than it was before, and I'm just trying to get used to the new setup. So it's pretty fun. So how's your holiday?
It really works, doesn't it?
Mama T, how's your holiday then? We were asking around how everybody's holiday has been.
It's okay.
What was your Christmas like? You got animals for Christmas? How was your Christmas?
Apparently. She's sitting under the desk.
I mean, it's your first Christmas by yourself, so I mean, I'm sure that was different, you know.
Oh, I wasn't by myself.
Well, you know what I mean, though. You know.
But yeah. No, I was well taken care of. In fact, that's what I was just gonna do. I gotta find the link to this and share it but you'd have your thing set on weirdos again, so I can't share it.
I have it on public.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
I
it's
wouldn't
fine.
share.
Yeah, the first, you know, I realized that because, you know, I was slightly banned from Facebook because of a video that the first episode or interview that we did with those we had Bob on.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't his interview that was bad. It was Sam wanted me to play some copyright material that wasn't his. It was the interview from Fox News. And I played that at the end, and that's what got me flagged. All of a sudden, a year and a half later, all of a sudden, you know. So it's like, yeah. So that's why I had to go on my backup account to get a hold of you.
A year and a half?
Or a year and 4 months, or whatever.
But I mean, over a year?
Yeah, because he was our very first guest we ever interviewed for Renegade Radio.
And they just flagged you now?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything I ever get flagged for on Facebook, I get from Facebook.
Wow.
Well, this was from that because it was owned by NBC Universal, and I tried to appeal it and everything. I said, I make no money out of this stuff, or if I do, it's very little.
I won my appeals.
And Well, I
Are you using
won a few
Bobby
appeals.
music?
No, this was Fox.
No. I
News.
mean, I won my appeals. I didn't think I was going to win, but I explained the situation, and you know that it's a tribute to him. And yes, his music plays at the beginning and end of the show, but I'm not getting any monetary anything from it, and they approved it. Like CD Baby and the other one. I can't remember what the other one's called, but they both approved it. So
well, because I always forget that his music is technically copywritten, you know, because it's on Spotify and everything and all that. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
You got to play less than 15 seconds, apparently.
Oh, jeez.
No, I had a great New Year's too. My stepdad showed up here and party for New Year's. I got invited down to Little Bobby's Bar and Grill to sing some karaoke and have a couple drinks. So I did that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, so everything turned out for you. Everything went okay. Better than you thought. Yeah.
I've got a doctor.
You weren't by yourself anyway. We'll just say you weren't alone.
No, this is the first time I've been alone in probably a week. To tell you the truth, today. Well, and I'm not anymore because I got the dogs. So.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. How about,
and they argue with me a lot less than anybody else does. Just saying.
How about Mad Dog? How's your holiday? Did you and John get together?
It was fantastic. I lost you guys for some reason. I hit something. Can everybody see me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I had a great holiday. Yeah, it was fantastic. I'm trying to figure out what I touched to get me off the screen here.
Did you and Sam get together at all for the holiday at all, or?
No. He stayed up Ohio because they keep on getting snowed in, and so. But yeah, well, we're gonna get together soon. I promised him. So I'm gonna go out his house one day.
And we kind of figured out a perfect date for when you guys want to come down and visit for the summertime. I feel that week of June 10th or June 11th would probably be perfect for you because that's the day that Ace Frehley is coming to Carlston and do a show for Kick Up Country. So. And that's the only other member of KISS that I haven't seen yet. So I'd like to.
Love KISS.
Yeah, he's gonna probably be the main event of the Wednesday night. The 13th.
I saw on that big thing. Our Civic Arena used to open down here in Pittsburgh, and they didn't open it in 20-some years. It used to open up the Igloo, they called it, and they used to open all the way up, and they opened it up for a KISS concert. And you should have seen when they opened that up. It looked like the whole downtown was on fire. All the weed smoke coming out of the. And what they did, Gene Simmons climbed up on the catwalk, and he dove out into the crowd. He had a cable on. It was phenomenal, dude. I've never seen the lid open on it. If you ever get a chance, look at Malin Arena. They called it, and they called it the Igloo, and watch how that thing opened up. It was a thing of beauty. But every time they opened it, it cost them $20,000 to seal it back up. So,
really?
It was like they would open it up like an amphitheater, like it would go halfway open, it would echo, but to 80,000 people, you know what I mean? But they opened it up for a KISS concert. I was there, man, and that thing, it took a long time for it. There was like 3 songs for it to open, but when it opened, it was just amazing.
So that was at the Mellon Arena because I thought they tore that down.
That was when I was a young kid. I was in high school. I was 77, 78.
Well, because the Mellon Arena, they used to have a lot of WWF events at the Mellon Arena.
Yeah, they had all events here.
I remember they had because Kurt Angle would main event. There was an Unforgiven 2001 was from the Mellon Arena. He was facing Stone Cold at the time.
That's where Mick Foley come off the cage and went through the table that time with the Undertaker.
Oh, that was at the Mellon Arena?
Yeah, that was at the Mellon Arena. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, I did not know that. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I was at that show. That was crazy.
And at that time you were.
He come back in and then went through the cage into the ring and through the ring.
Okay.
Did you second guess being a wrestler at the time, or what?
I did not.
Comments. So I'm reading the comments here. We got Lindsay Gregory watching, and the first thing she sees when she clicks on it were my first few comments, and I almost made her spit her drink out.
Oh yeah, I can see the comments too on here. That's what.
Yeah. So
say hello,
and
everyone.
then we got another one of our big fans, Rick Grove. Hi, Ricky.
I haven't seen Danny on for a while. I wonder what happened to our man Dan O'Keefe.
See, I can do this too, which is kind of cool. You know, it's something Jeremy does for you guys or whatever. You know, I can be like, "Oh, Mama T's talking. Oh, okay. We can see all her conversations and everything." That's kind of a nice feature too. I like that.
Just tuning in late, you can pop up. Oh yeah, your mom too. Sorry.
Yeah, that's kind of neat too.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Pamela.
Hello, everyone.
Why I wasn't going to do the show? You can pop up that conversation too if you want.
Oh yeah, let's see if we can find it here.
How to get the hat to match the outfit, you know?
I think it goes only up. Oh, let's see.
There's two.
How do you do? Oh yeah.
And then the one after that.
To hell with it. I'll grab my beer and go upstairs in a little bit.
As long as you quit complaining.
Yeah. So you could never do that with Zoom, you know, or and all, or maybe you could, but you had to find the right button and everything. I'm just like, oh.
See, I got something better than that. I got my my bottle of Crown here. You can't see it.
Oh, you can see it.
I've been nipping on that all day.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Hello, Richard.
Yeah. Cheers and Happy New Year, everybody.
Hi, sweetie.
That's for sure. Well, anyway, so about another 12 minutes here, we'll have our first guest on. Her name is TERRIE SNELL. So hopefully you got your questions already here.
Who smells?
And oh, we can't have any of that now. Come on.
Oh,
now,
I know.
She has a funny last name. I get it.
I'll be good.
Well, it's with the N.
Yeah. That's right.
I can't even go, hey, Terry, what's up?
Hello, Lindsay.
Just be nice about it. That's all. That's all
I wouldn't do nothing like that. Come on. You guys.
Well, let's see. I'm going to see if I can do something here.
I don't know. How can I get the comments up? I don't.
Comments up.
You just go get out of full screen. And then there's private chat and comments. Click on comments.
Yeah, you're talking to me. You know who you're talking to? You're talking to me.
Yes, that's why I was trying to talk slowly and use small words.
That's right.
Jeez,
I did like you. Chat with everybody in the studio.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody.
If you went through on YouTube, you can. I got trouble.
I love you, and you drive me crazy.
All right, everybody.
How's that effect on people?
I guess that's what a woman is.
We're gonna learn something here. I think here. Hold on here.
Good night, just in case.
How the fuck does that help, you greedy cocksuckers? Hey, what do you hear? What do you say? My Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Google Plus, your sister's ass, the Pony Express, a very ticked off Vic here. You know what ticks me off? Having to tell the government what to do because they have their heads in their asses. Now follow me. There's something that's been bothering me, so I'm just going to say it now. Dear government, we understand that the virus is not your fault. It happened. It is what it is. I'm not going to get into that idea that maybe you could have acted sooner. We can deal with that when this is all over. But here's the deal. We need a real fucking plan. It was the right move to make everyone stay home because that's the only way to deal with a virus like this. But here's where I have a problem. So, you told us to shut down non-essential businesses. You told us to go home and quarantine. You told us we have to keep social distance and stay inside. But you told us you would help. So where is the fucking help? These checks are what they are. I mean, let's be serious. I'm not going to turn away $1,200 because, number one, if you're going to give it to me, I'm taking it. And number two, it's our fucking money, not yours. It's ours. We paid that in taxes for everything we do every fucking day. So, okay, Look at the typical family: mortgage payment, healthcare payment, car payments, electric, water, garbage, phone, blah, 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 blah. So maybe the $1,200 covers the mortgage. But what about all the other costs that we have each month? This $1,200 thing isn't doing shit for the normal working family. You want to help? Here's one idea. Tell the fucking banks and mortgage companies to stop all mortgage payments at this time. Just stop them. And don't give me that 3-month furlough bullshit. How does that even make sense? So someone who lost their job because you said to stay at home doesn't pay mortgage for 3 months, but in the 4th month they have to not only pay that month that's due, but also the 3 months they owed in full because it was furloughed? How the fuck does that help, you greedy cocksuckers? Someone would...
Okay.
That guy cracks me up.
Man, I don't want to play too much about it, but
I got a brother-in-law. That's him. His name's Nick. Also, that's him doing tea.
Oh yeah, I should have got an umbrella emoji or something. Man, I tell you. Oh, anyway, I just wanted to play that video, just a couple clips anyway, or a couple seconds of it. Just that video was taken about during the pandemic and everything, and the question I want to ask is, do you think that now that everything has kind of I don't know, since that time has happened, and now we're in 2025, do you think a lot more good has happened than bad, or do you think we're still kind of where we were back in those days, or as we were? If you know, if that's a good question, I guess. Ask the panel anyway.
Everything still sucks, but everything has always sucked in a certain way.
It sucks now,
except for your wives. But
I mean, before I could go buy a gallon of milk and a dozen eggs and a $5 bill and still have $2 change. Now I need a $10 bill to get a gallon of milk and a dozen eggs. You know what I mean? It just sucks. Sure. It sucks. But I guess that's moving on.
I guess we'll see what happens when everything changes here in a couple of weeks here.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I hope it's for the better. I really do, and in my heart, I think it will be, but I don't know.
Sure.
And I'm reluctant.
Keep
going.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say I'm reluctant to feel that, say those hotels, for example, that were your 99 a night special that are now $199 a night special. I can't really see that they're going to say, yeah, we should probably lower our prices again. That's what I'm thinking. That's where I'm concerned going, are we just stuck with this?
I just want to see Trump bring my gas down to $2.20 again, and I'll be happy.
I would love to see the same. I today just paid this is about consistent for me. It's $4.09.
Wow. I paid $1.25. I paid that with my points. I get points for shopping at a place called Shop and Save. But up here it's $3.35. But I don't use premium, which I should. But
is that what you're using, Lance? Premium all the time? No, that's
wow.
So why is it so much spendier over there? Because it should be.
Wow,
it's like $2 something over here.
My sister was just up here from California, and I said, "What's your gas?" And she said, "We're about and close to $1 higher in California." Still, I'm just like,
oh God, can you guys stop talking about gas, please?
Oh, that's right.
How about we talk about the other gas?
I tell you.
It's a good thing you ain't got smell-o-vision.
How about Antique Man? What's your thoughts? Because you live in Texas, so I mean, does it feel pretty good over there too, or whatnot?
There's 100 opinions on all of this, but gas now is $2.80. 4 years ago, it was $1.60. Most cereals I could buy under $2. Now they're $4.
Most Captain Crunch, you mean?
Yeah, Captain Crunch.
That's right. That's right.
Now, regarding competition, Lance, you get back to the basics of Econ 101, and my belief is, as most companies and people's costs go down because oil will be running more freely, gas prices, transportation will go down, which means in my hotel, if I'm dumb enough to keep my price at $90 when everybody else is, or others around me have gone down to 80, I'm going to go down to 80 also.
Totally. I hope so.
Yeah, I mean,
yes,
basic econ, but we'll see.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
That's what I like. They put a new fast food place around here, and they dropped their gas to 301. So the BP and the 7-Elevens, they'll have to drop it down to 301 to keep up with them. So they're all pissed off in the neighborhood, and I'm like the happiest guy in the world. I'm like, you guys just keep on fighting. Maybe we'll put another new store around here, and we'll get it down to 279. Because everybody else around here is at 380.
And we've been about where we've been for a good while. Good while is over a year we've been sitting above 4.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, over here it's like 260.
239 the last time I looked, but I don't drive.
Serious? So much. Like 260. It has to be at least 260 by now because the last time I filled up was.
Why is it so cheap in Minnesota? You just have, I mean,
I don't know. It's just the holiday season. There's after election. I don't know, but it's slowly going up though. It's just not that high.
Yeah, when we go up, it goes up to $4. I mean, 289. Jeez.
It's probably because over there.
Yeah, you got that Snoop Dogg gas.
You got the cost of living and everything, doing really well. Well, look at here. We got our last guest coming on here, but hold on here. Here, we'll invite him in anyway, just in case he wants to hang out with us. This is Josh BLEVINS, but Josh, you're kind of early. You're not on until for another hour.
Another hour.
That's all right.
Remember we said 7 p.m.
What are you talking about, Vern?
Yeah,
I can't keep up with time real good. I don't know.
Okay, we'll take you now.
But I mean, you can stay if you want and just hang out with us because our first guest will be coming up pretty soon. And if something happens where she misses or whatever, then we can just take you now. If you want, hang out with us. This is
all right,
Josh
you're the
BLEVINS.
boss, man.
Okay, sounds good. This is Josh BLEVINS. He's a Jim Varney / Ernest P. Worrell tribute artist from Tennessee. What's going on, Josh? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Just hanging around, just a hard day's work and getting ready and trying to figure out how to get in this thing.
We all had problems. We all had problems.
I had no problems.
Frankie, you need to make a tutorial. I think that'd be just a check by.
Okay, so
I like Antique Man do that.
what Jeremy does is he sends out a welcome email to everybody that has instructions, just so everybody knows. That's what he does for my show.
Yeah. And what's your show again?
The Buzz with Mama T.
Yeah, The Buzz.
Every Sunday at 5 p.m. Central. We interview local, regional, national, international, and even some indie artists. And personalities. There, I got my spot finally.
The reason why I asked Josh to be part of the show is because, well, he, the whole Jim Varney or the Ernest tribute, he's spot on. I would say, just like, I talked to another guy named Billy Crack about 10 years ago, and because he also kind of has that look and that sound of Ernest and Jim Varney, and maybe it's just a Southern thing, maybe it's a Tennessee thing, Kentucky thing. I don't know. What do you think there, Josh? You were just the gift you were born with, or what?
I always talk like this. I mean, it's just where I live, and I'm a little bit more Southern twang than most of my friends, but
sure,
I don't hear it myself.
Okay,
right.
Of course, just like you don't hear the Northern Minnesota stuff from us,
or the Pittsburgh slang for me, Yuns.
I literally was just watching this movie the other day.
How about a bumper sandwich, booger lips?
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
Awesome.
I freaking love it.
Oh, that's great.
I was hoping that's the line you were going to grab.
Yeah, that's the most popular one. Most of my friends and the people I run across anyways.
What's this old lady here? Can you remember her?
Oh yeah, nailed it. I ain't real good at that one. I try my best, but I've been practicing on other characters. You know, like them boys will never learn. See, so it's not really that great.
That's actually that's good. That's good.
Spot on, I think.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, pretty soon here, Terry should be coming on for the time being, but we'll just, like I said, Josh, if you just want to hang out, for a little while with us until we know for sure. We got Mark METCALF coming in as well here in a half an hour. He was in Animal House, but Josh, I mean, this kind of gives you kind of a chance to kind of just tell us a little bit about you until our first guest comes in. So, tell us about yourself and where you're from Tennessee, and you live in Tennessee all your life.
Oh yeah, I was born and raised right here where I'm living right now, and I'm in the Tri-Cities area. You can pretty much walk to Virginia.
Okay.
I've been really didn't get into this cosplay stuff till I was probably I think it was like 2016, and at that time I did Ghostbusters.
Okay, yeah, I have seen some Ghostbusters photos and stuff that you were a part of. Yeah, it fits. Yeah, I mean, you probably could have done like an older Egon, probably. I could see, with the goatee and everything.
Well, we really didn't do. We kind of done our own names, done our own characters, because a lot of it was for charity events, and we go to conventions too. We had like a group. There was probably about 8 of us started out up with, and it went up to about 20 some people, and we had an ecto, and we did a lot of stuff like that, and that's where actually they told me I should be a ERNEST character.
Okay.
That's what I was going to ask you. Did somebody encourage you, or did you kind of see the similarity or enough to go, hey, this is, I could do that?
Well, it was actually a friend in the group, and I always wore this hat, the khaki hat. And I'm a goofy kind of guy anyways, I guess. So, but he said, you ought to do the vest and get you a shirt and go out and do the Ernest P. Worrell cosplay while we're at these conventions and stuff, man. He said, you'd do great. And I was like, I don't know. I said, because I don't see it. I still to this day don't see the Ernest similarities.
I don't know how that can.
Do you have vision problems?
I might. I need to go to the eye doctor.
Hearing problems, maybe.
See, I know that all the crew can see it, and they can. It's like if Jim Varney is still alive, that's what I feel. You're pretty much almost spot on. Almost pretty much. Well, I mean, he's not alive no more. So I say, if there's somebody, if they ever did want to do ERNEST films or whatever again, they should just have you. But I'm not surprised that you don't hear it or you don't see it.
Yeah, you're spot on.
Yeah, and just wait for this until Mad Dog's brother gets on here.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he will or not because he said he wasn't sure. But.
My brother's a
Sam Kinison
impersonator. Well,
yeah,
he don't like using impersonator, but
yeah. Tribute artist.
Sam Kinison, tribute artist, yeah.
And I'm on my laptop where I would show you this picture here. This picture he sent me is a signed picture of him back in the day when he was doing the tributes to him. And he looks exactly like Sam Kinison. I don't think you can see it from the laptop.
I might have something with him on it here. I have my wrestling pictures with me and him on it.
But he always keeps one handy, so when he pops on, he'll hold it right up to.
He said he was going to pop on.
Yeah, there you go. No, the whole thing about all this is I just started. I did a little video on TikTok. My wife talked me into getting a TikTok account, and I like to just do stuff. It was during COVID season, or what, no getting out, going to do anything, which is about the time I'd got my vest and everything and had it hanging up in the back room. And I thought, you know what? I got an idea. I'm going to do a video. First time I put the vest on, put the hat on, had my proton pack sitting in a chair, had it going. I came up to it and I said, well, there's your problem right there, Vern. That little wire right there. My daddy worked on him, done the video, and it just like went viral. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to show up to conventions, do this whole thing.
What a great marketing way to dip into the water and see what happens.
There's a picture of my brother.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He's coming. He said he's coming now.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Could have used better words, I guess.
Okay, I was a professional wrestler, and he was my manager. He used to come out and get the crowd all worked up, and I'd get spit on and hit. And I used to tell him, "Don't get everybody mad at me before I get out there."
That's something.
Yeah, I guess I could have phrased that better. Maybe that's what's taking him so long. Whatever.
Well, because he should be able to get on pretty easily, because he was on, when you interviewed him back in September, so the same episode that we were on, so of the buzz, so yeah, shouldn't be too hard.
It's weird. I did have a little bit of an issue because I just got this new laptop, and I wasn't sure. It did ask me for passwords and stuff, and I was like, "Crap, where's my passwords?" I do have them saved into my new laptop.
I wonder if that's a problem that Terry's having, because I don't think they would just tell me that they're going to be here and then not be here.
I got on YouTube. 100 years ago. I don't know what my password was. Back then it was Mad Dog. I had one that wasn't too nice, but my wife
Mad Dog 2020
right away.
Bad Dog 2020. You use the same.
Yeah, I used that, but that was so popular. You got to find another one.
Oh, sure.
I used to have Sexy 6976.
That's still your password, I tell you. That's all. Anyway. So Josh, what was your childhood like then? Growing up, and did you have a lot of siblings and all that you that kind of grew up with Ernest and stuff too, or was just you?
It was. I have a brother and a sister. But at the time I was say 7, 8 years old, they were in high school.
Okay.
That's pretty much like I was the only child, just about. Just extra set of parents, pretty much.
Sure.
But the whole thing, I was growing up in the 80s as a kid, and we had the floor model wood grain TV.
Yeah.
The Magna
one took up half the living room.
With the big thick remote control.
No remote control yet.
And I was so happy to get that, so I didn't have to be the control.
Yeah.
All right, did you have to hold the rabbit ears till your dad got channel 4? Hold that, okay, don't move.
Yeah, I was kind of sitting there. He said, "Move it the other way," and he got a little close to the outlet. It'd be like,
"Hey, Grace, go get the aluminum foil. Hurry up!"
My shows, my stories are on.
But the whole best thing about being there as each brother and my sister moved out is we got a little bit better stuff as each one moved out. So I was stuck at the house. We had AC, cable TV.
Right.
We could afford more when they were gone.
I'm a family, so I got that too.
But I always remember waking up, on Saturday mornings, watching cartoons. Hey, Vern, it's Ernest. Big Ghostbusters fan, from me talking about doing the Ghostbusters cosplay. And as Ernest, I grew up with it. We had a little get together at my cousin's house, which is probably about one of the first times I really watched Ernest. And they had rented Ernest Scared Stupid and Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Sure.
Life-changing evening.
Right.
Changed my life
tonight.
Hey, John.
Oh, you see, Screaming Sam is on now. He's actually
my brother's
Anthony.
on.
Yeah, that's Anthony is Mad Dog. He was a wrestler back in the day, and this is Sam. Sam, you got his picture, or you got your picture there of.
Go ahead, tell your story, big boy.
That was me when I did my tribute to Sam Kinison. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it pretty good.
It looks just like
Oh
him, doesn't it?
wow. Yes. That's amazing.
Yeah.
He can do the. Come on, give us some O's.
Oh, I can't do that right
now. Come on.
This
I can try.
This is my tribute to Sean. Frankly.
Oh yeah. Thanks.
I love it.
Well, no, we're happy to have you too, Sam, because I mean, this is our season 4 premiere and opener here. We got Josh here, Josh Blevins. We're waiting on Terry Snell, but I don't know what's going on. Maybe she's having issues too getting in. But she should have been in here by now. So I'm sorry if everybody's had issues coming in. I didn't know that it was going to be like that.
Mine went straight through.
Yeah. Oh, I figured so because you were on Mama T's show the same day as I was.
Oh, that's right.
So we should have no issues. But maybe now it'll be easier every week. Hopefully, or just do what you did the previous week. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's not my rules. I just wanted a better platform that was better than Zoom. We've been talking about it for quite a while. Look at all the cool things that we can do on StreamYard, and I've kind of showed a little bit. I'll show you more here next week.
Except get the guests in.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's I don't know. I mean, we set a time and everything, so I might have to reschedule her to next week. But whatever. I mean, I guess she'll get in when she gets in. This is what it is. But anyway,
Josh, when you go in and you do like the conventions, what are you doing? Are you going in as like a fan, a spectator, and then just jumping into character, or are you invited in as, Ernest, or how is that working?
Well, really, the first public I did was at ERNEST Day 3 years ago. They have ERNEST Day. It's Burns, Tennessee, on the other side of Nashville, Montgomery Bell State Park. It's where they filmed Ernest Goes Camp.
Okay.
And it runs in June, and they have an Ernest lookalike contest. So I went in at first. I was kind of shy. I just had my regular clothes on, My wife was with me. She said, "Look, they're dressed like Ernest. Just go ahead and do it." So I was like, all right, I'm going to the car, because I did bring my vest and hat with me.
Now, is this before the video or after?
It was after.
Okay.
So pretty much I've always been asked as a guest when I do the Ghostbuster cosplay. We'd all go. But now I'm being asked as a guest to the conventions I've done. But I usually don't set up a table. I just kind of wander around in the crowd and just all my antics and all that,
Okay.
Did you win that contest?
I did win that contest.
There you go.
There you
go.
Yeah, I won a shirt.
Yeah, vest?
Hey, did you ever
not even a vest.
You ever been on Florida with the guy Greg?
That what?
He usually has the conventions down Florida. The guy named Greg. He has I forget the name of his entertainment place, but he does those conventions with lookalikes and everything, and that's pretty fun down in Orlando.
Oh yeah, I've not been to a convention down that way. As far as I've been, like Knoxville.
You mean Legends? John Legends?
No, I don't. I forget now. It might be Legends. I don't know.
There is a Legends.
Yeah, I seen that show with the Legends with everybody. Like they had Roy Orbison, Elvis, and all of them. Yeah.
I got approached by them the other day, but I don't know. It's on the spot on stage, and kind of you got to have a setup line every time. And and it's a long drive.
Yeah.
I ain't set up to move.
Well, I did the same thing you did. I used to walk around to conventions and stuff and never had a table or nothing. I just had fun.
It's a lot better that way to me.
I brought my own cameraman, and I brought everything. I look like a celebrity more than any of them did because I had all the people with me and limousines. No, I'm only kidding.
Yeah, your own security.
And how many people, Sam, would leave and go, "Oh my God, there he was! I just met him," and have literally.
I met some of the best. I mean, Josh really looks like him and he sounds like him and everything. And I met some really, really good people. Matter of fact, well, it was on my website, but I have pictures of someone like Howard Stern guy, looked exactly like Howard Stern. He was tall. So I got a bunch of pictures with him because people will go, "Oh, you met Howard Stern?" I'm like, "No, that's it."
Yeah, same with that guy was Billy Idol.
Yeah, I met Billy Idol. I met Billy Idol for real. Hung out with him because of Sam. But I know he's talking about the conventions. I didn't have no tables. We don't need tables when you look like this.
I used to go out with my brother, and people would come up to him, and they're looking at him, and I'm like, "You assholes don't know that guy's been dead for 20 freaking years." They're like, "Hey, look at it's him. I'm telling you." My brother's, talking to him, and I'm like, I can't get over. They don't know he's dead. I mean, that's how realistic my brother was. Even out of costume, somebody would come up to him and say, "Oh my God, look at that! I can't believe it." And I'd be like, "Oh God, you got to be kidding me!"
I'm retired now. No more.
When he's ready to go, when my brother gets that trench coat on and got everything right, you look at his film and you watch one of Sam Kinnis's films, and you can't tell them apart. It's impossible. If you didn't know my brother, see, I know my brother's characteristics and I know his movements on stage, but I'm telling you.
I know my brother's an asshole, and he's
Hey, Bill Kennison's his best friend because, and Bill didn't tell him the story. Bill didn't like meeting people that were, interpreters because he's like, I see enough of them. But when he met my brother, he was like, I don't have to tell it. You tell it.
I drove all the way out to California to meet him. He's like, "Dude, you can drive out here, but I don't know about this." Then we end up being best friends. He's really cool. Yeah. Did you ever meet the family members, Josh? Did you ever meet family members of Ernest?
Oh, yeah, actually his niece and nephew. They actually his nephew, I was wanting to show y'all, he did the biography of Jim Varney.
Oh
wow. It's a life of actor Jim Varney and the importance of being earnest. And they're actually been shooting for the last 3 years a film documentary.
They asked you to be a part of it?
You might see me pop up in and out of there. I know they filmed me a few times.
My man, you sound like I'm not even being in character. I mean, I can shut my eyes and think I'm talking to them. I mean, you're the guys on TV here with us.
Well,
you never leave the character.
Well, I mean, this is my regular voice.
That's what you said. I can't believe it.
But if I'm trying to do the real voice, I can't get it just right. So, say like, as cute and cuddly as they may be, never do this to a family of badgers. Yibbity, 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 yibbity. I try. It's not exact.
That's good.
Oh, it's perfect though. It's better than anything we can do. I tell you, that's for sure. You got a talent, you got a gift there, my friend. I would do good things with that gift.
Well, dude, I would love to hang out with you all night drinking one night, dude. I'd have a bunch of people going nuts.
Don't get me drunk. I'm crazy enough right now. If I get drunk,
here, have one.
You didn't really give it to me, Aaron.
Imagine that you're drunk hanging out with Ernest. He's like, I'm hanging out with freaking Ernest.
Hey, guess who I met tonight? Drunk Ernest. Get the fucking head.
One beer for Ernest. This is what you're gonna get right here.
That's what you get with me, probably.
I wouldn't be there no more.
That's funny. You're a funny guy, Ernest. You're a funny guy, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah, keep going with it.
Keep
going.
All right. Antique Man,
Yo.
You got to move your face over.
Yeah, he's like right
Yeah,
now.
keep going.
Yeah, over
Keep
more.
going. A little bit more. There you go.
Go back about
Okay,
100
now
foot.
back up. Go down under the table. Under the table.
Well,
Under the table.
StreamYard, you get your logo put up in the corner, and that happens to be where you are on my screen. I don't know about anybody else's.
Yeah, it is.
But it's literally covering. All we see is your mouth.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to see your
better.
big mouth there. We see your big smile.
But if I go back over here, it's more like the halo above my head. Yeah.
All we see is a black square and somehow.
I'll be dead soon enough.
You gotta do.
Yeah, well, that's my logo there. That's what.
Are you
that's
seeing the looks here? Josh had the look down there. That was it. That.
Yeah.
That was totally. Look at that. Come on.
Okay.
Oh man!
See, we get some good guests out here, don't we, guys? I mean, this is why we do it. You know? This is exactly why we do it.
Great guest tonight.
Oh, absolutely! I wouldn't have it any other way.
Try to be.
Well, I mean, I don't think he has to try to be. I think he's just naturally funny. I think that's just how
That's
it
probably
goes.
why your old lady married you, right?
That's exactly right. I mean, she loves comedy and she loves somebody with a good sense of humor. So she got to live with this every day.
You just got to be careful because the older she gets, the more easily she's going to pee her pants. So don't make her laugh too hard. Speaking from experience.
I'll try my best.
My wife hates comedy.
Make
She
her laugh
hates
a little bit.
entertainment. My wife hates everything, but she likes fat guys. I found that out.
Wow. So you're saying hell with your diet now? You're saying hell with your diet now? After a year ago, you were focused on losing 100 pounds. Now you're back to 100
No, I'm not
pounds.
back to anything. I gained about 20 pounds over the holidays.
So did I. So did I.
No way. No
I lost
way.
148. I put 20 on.
All I have to do is think about food and I'll gain weight. You know.
My beard makes me look fat.
My ass
No,
makes
it's
me look fat.
It's just your face. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, this picture behind me just make my ass look big.
Oh, your ass makes your ass look big, just like me.
Well, anyway.
Like those when the husband's not supposed to answer the question. Do these pants make my butt look big? And he's supposed
You
to
look
say,
beautiful, baby.
Exactly.
There you go.
That's the husband's answer. And like the real answer is,
no, but you better go
no,
see
your
your eye
ass is
doctor.
what makes your ass look big.
No, you better go see your eye doctor, honey.
Well, what the question I want to ask Josh next is, it'll be what 25 years here in February when Jim passed away. Do you remember where you were at that time, or what you were doing when you heard the news about his passing and all that, and how you felt about it?
Well, in the year 2000, around that time was a crazy time. My boy was just born, and and doing family stuff, starting out young family, all that. And so I can't really tell you exactly where I'm at, but I know I was in Bristol.
Okay. But how did you feel after you found out? That's because it's like, well, your icon, well, your heroes, it's like,
Yeah, I just couldn't believe. I mean, it was a really young age because he was 50 years old.
Sure.
And at that time, even with me having a young daughter, you had Toy Story out, and he was the voice of Slinky Dog. Well, Liddy. Remember the dog?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it was sad. It was real sad because nowadays we've got so many people that actors and everything that's like passing away, and it's just I don't know. It's sad. It's hard to believe.
Yeah, and that's so many years have come, now we're in 2025, and 2000 was already 25 years ago.
And it don't seem like it was about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
What did he pass away from?
I think he had like lung cancer, I believe.
Yeah.
He was a heavy smoker and a big drinker because of all his success. Everybody everybody knew that he could handle it, and he was not a guy that would say no to anybody. You know,
I'm
it's like
50 years old.
he enjoyed the success of being who he was, because he was a hero to a lot of people, and I think he started to realize that more as his Ernest character developed and as he started developing more as an actor, because you have to realize he was like a theater actor. His history goes back to Broadway and theater, and I mean, for the 50 years that he was around, and like probably 40 years at least, or 40 or 35 of that was mostly in the theater and film industry, and doing all those classic commercials that we all remember and love and everything.
And the whole thing about it was he did commercials after he did all those movies. I mean, I'm thinking, if I'm not mistaken, close to around 2,000 commercials that he has done.
Wow.
Yeah, they have a compilation that's out there of like the first 100 or 200 of them at least, on disc and everything. And they always put that with the Ernest collections, and and you can find them on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that nobody's ever seen. If they do this documentary, or they are working on this documentary that his nephew is working on, I think it'll be great. I think it'll be great. I just hope that they do it right and give Jim the best tribute that they could give a guy like that.
I'm sure with family being very involved with it, it's going to be a real good documentary. And also, there's new Ernest stuff coming out.
Oh, you mean like new what? Movies or new shows? Or
they're going to be arrested.
Oh, yes.
Graphic novel. There's I think it should be out any time, but I think you can still go in and order some copies of it. It's Ernest Goes to Comics, and the man has done an amazing job capturing the image of Jim Varney.
Okay.
In ink, and the storyline. You had all kinds of input coming in from people that knew him, his family, and I'm waiting on my copy to get here.
Oh, absolutely. So what do you say to the young generation out there that's never heard of Ernest? Like, what would be your selling point to get them to watch some Ernest Scared Stupid or the Ernest TV show or whatever, just to kind of end the interview here before we have our next guest coming on here, because Mark's on here now.
Well, I mean, what else can you say? But you gotta love Ernest. Ernest is the best character you'll ever meet. He's a hero, but he's a down-to-earth guy. And there's lots of funny jokes. And I mean, why didn't you go watch a movie of trolls in it, anyways?
That's right.
Man, I had a good time tonight, man. I had a great time.
Well, we appreciate you, Josh. I mean, really. We really appreciate having you on, and I'm glad that you came in early. I'm sorry that we had to juggle everything around, but Terry, I think she's having problems getting connected, so I don't know what it is. But
I just had to change all my passwords on the entire phone, so
That's what I had to do.
There you go. Write them down, Josh. Go write them down.
Save them in your phone.
Mark,
all the passwords transfer.
Mark, was it easy for you to get in at all, or did you have some issues too?
Thank you, Josh.
Mark, can you hear me at all?
Somebody talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. This is Frankie here. Hi.
What are you saying?
I'm saying, was it easy for you to get in, or did you have to go through all the rigmarole too to log in and everything?
No, I just had to click that link you sent me, and then I had to click a couple other things. I had to test the mic, and here I am, wherever
Okay.
you is. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. So it's easier
I guess
for some,
it's just us.
harder for others.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
It is. It's just us.
Josh,
All
thanks,
right.
man. I had a good time tonight, Josh. Thank you, brother.
All
Yeah.
right, thank y'all.
Yes.
It was great to meet y'all, and I'll check y'all out later.
All right, man. Good to
Best
see
of
you.
luck.
Bye.
All right, thank y'all.
There we go.
Oh, that was cool, man. That was good.
All right. Well, we got our next guest here, Mark METCALF. He's a legendary actor who was in Animal House, but he's done a lot of other different films in his life. He also was in the famous Twisted Sister video, and as well as I think you made an appearance on Seinfeld as well. You did a Seinfeld appearance as the Maestro. Somebody told me.
That's true. That's the truth.
Wow, very cool.
And as well as a lot of other things that he's done. But the reason why he's on tonight is because he wants to promote a new book that he wrote called Timmy, and it's has to do with mental health and I think with suicide and a few other things. We'll get into it a little bit, but ladies and gentlemen, legendary actor Mark METCALF, welcome to Renegade Radio.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
Mark,
you.
welcome,
Thank
man. What good to hear from you, Mark.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You too. All of you.
Well, we're just excited that you're on. Like I told you in the email, I mean, it's always interesting meeting actors that have been on TV, and you kind of wonder what they're like, with either if they've done stuff, that they're known for, like a couple things, or if they've done a whole lot of stuff. And your biography or your career kind of goes up and down, kind of like with some of the things that you've been a part of in your life.
Yeah. I mean, it went up and down, just sort of the way a day goes. But I mean, I've worked most of. I've been in the business since 1971. I don't know how many years that is, 50-something years, and I've always worked. I've been paid as an actor, so that puts me in like one of like 5% of the members of the union who have managed to make their living as an actor this whole time. I did own a restaurant for a little while, but that was kind of a joke. I wasn't very good at it.
Oh,
I've done a couple of things in the movies and television business that people are very aware of. I've done a lot of things in the movie and television business that people are better off if they don't know anything about. And I've done a lot of theater almost all of which I'm very proud of and happy to have done. Yeah.
Oh, that's good though. That's really really interesting, because you learn a lot from the things that you do in life, as we all do, and it's just what we want to learn about you tonight is just kind of some bits and pieces about your life and how you got the acting bug, and definitely talking about your new book, because it's all interesting. That's for sure. Especially around this time of the year, where it's after the holidays. You picked a good time to kind of release a book, I'd say. Or has it been around for a little bit? Because I didn't get the actual release date of when it came out. I just looked at it and I was just like, okay, this is what he's
December
talking about.
4th, I believe. Is that correct?
I think that's right. I think that's when it finally hit. So just about a month ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Not a big. It's kind of what they call self-published. There's a publishing house called Page Publishing that managed a lot of the actual mechanical building of the book. But they haven't done anything as far as promoting it, and it feels like it was self-published. But and I had to give them money up front, and then I get myself paid back if people buy the book. All I've got to do is sell 653 copies, and then I'm even with myself. So that's my goal.
That's cool.
Okay. And
I'm going to be ordering one.
Did you buy one already?
I'm going to be ordering one. It's a very strong topic. It is some things that affect my family and my wife, who is a teacher. It's going to be something that we're going to get.
Good. I hope you like it. I hope you find some hope in it and some not salvation, but some easement in it, because it's a tough road. Almost every family has some connection with mental health problems, with hope, maybe even with suicide. And my book is about my youngest brother, Tim, who grew up in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s in the middle of the country. And the idea of mental health wasn't really talked about then. And learning disabilities like dyslexia they knew about them, but they didn't really mention them. And my family, all his problems, social problems and his learning problems, were thought of as just a phase and he'll get over it and stuff like that. But plagued him until he...
Back then, mental health was only addressed when it came to women. Like,
Oh yeah, and you were
They were
hysterical.
supposed to be strong, and they were supposed to be the supporters. So if you were a depressed man, you weren't allowed to talk about it. You look weak.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Mark, I'm telling you, Mark, I'm Mad Dog. I'm from Pittsburgh. I'm just dealing with that. I had a friend that just couldn't take life too much anymore, and about 2 months ago, he committed suicide. And I'm still battling with that every day. And yeah, I'm gonna get your book and read it. I need some spiritual upbringing. I hope it fulfills that, because right now, the psychiatrist ain't helping. I mean, when you got to hold your friend up in the air, hoping he takes some breaths before, it's just crazy.
It's
they'll leave a note and tell you why they do it. And every day I battle thinking about why. Why did he get a beautiful family? And without a note, there's just no reason. You leave it a question mark all the time.
Yeah.
You blame yourself for not seeing the signs.
The inevitable question is what could you have done? What could anybody have done? And the only real answer is nothing. I mean, it's just be there for him, for her, and that isn't always enough. I'm sorry.
How was it in writing it? I mean, as far as, was that a way to release some of the just everything you've been faced with since then?
Yeah, a lot happened to me in a short period of time. Well, a short period of time, 3 years. My mother died of leukemia, and then my brother, who had been living at home and ill for a long time and medicated, took his own life about a month later. And then my father moved in with me, and about 19 days after that, he passed. And then my wife said she didn't want to be married anymore, and my son was about that same time diagnosed as ADHD, and I was having trouble in school. So there was a lot piled on, and I, as you said, as a man, I'm not supposed to fall to my knees and weep. I'm supposed to be the strong one and clean it up. And so I did that and passed on through it. But the more you tap that stuff down, the more it bubbles up. So the writing of very cathartic experience for me was really great to try to. As a white man from the Middle West, I'm not really, and not Irish, I'm not really, wasn't really taught anything about how to mourn or how to grieve. And so writing this book was my way of mourning and of grieving. And then I wanted to turn it around to a hopeful thing, because now my my brother probably had dyslexia. He was never diagnosed, but he had really strong mind, but terrible trouble in school learning and terrible trouble interacting with people. So he might have been diagnosed as being on the spectrum, or now they call it neurodiverse. And he might have been treated with some pharmaceuticals to just relax his anxiety and help him focus. But he wasn't. But my son was born in a different time and to different parents and who had more experience. I'd had the experience of my youngest brother. So I was aware of his problems early on and got him diagnosed and got him some treatment. And now he's got 3 degrees, the last one being a law degree, and he's working as a lawyer in Honolulu. He didn't want to pick up a book and didn't want to write. Now he's been published a couple of times. Papers of his have been published. And
bravo!
It's like being an alcoholic, though. You're all once if you're an alcoholic, you're always an alcoholic. You just have to. You're working it, and so it's not over for him. He still has to work this chemical thing that's different. But he's doing real good at it. He actually now thinks. There's some science that now thinks that Asperger's on the spectrum, neurodiverse, is actually a step forward in evolution.
That's exactly, yes.
Yeah, which I love that idea, and I think it is because their brains. And you look at the people on the list that they say are neurodiverse, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, I mean, they go back and they say Michelangelo and Isaac Newton were both on the spectrum or suffered from Asperger's or something like that. I don't know how they know that. They just know it from what they wrote and what they said and how they acted. But it's understandable that these people have just something going on in their brain that allows them to focus intensely and learn a lot. It just doesn't make it easy for them to be casual and just have an easy conversation about the weather.
Yes.
It's almost impossible for my son to lie. It doesn't have any sensors.
Right. I was going to say, as we are speaking here with Mark here, we got our other guest out at, we're supposed to be here at 6 o'clock, but we got time zone stuff mixed up or whatever. Her name's TERRIE SNELL. I hear some background music. I don't know. Are you playing, anybody playing any music in the background?
That's me with my meditation music. It's now
okay. So
the holidays are over and the meditation begins.
Yeah. No, the meditation goes all the way through the holiday.
Well, in a way, this kind of works in both our favors because, you know,
I'm sorry,
we're
they told me 6 o'clock your time, which is 5 o'clock my time. You want me to come back in an hour?
Well, I mean, can you come back in about 20 minutes at all, or? I mean,
you can just lock me out and let me leave me connected.
Yeah,
stay on and listen.
Or you can stay on and we can do
I would be happy to stay on and listen, and I would also add, I have a granddaughter who is Asperger's very badly.
Okay.
Actually autistic. And so I can appreciate the conversation you were having.
Terry here, she played Aunt Leslie in Home Alone 1 and 2, and Mark here, he played in Animal House. He was Doug Niemeyer in Animal House. So we're getting legendary Hollywood actors and actresses right here in Renegade Radio here. So but we're talking about Mark's book. He wrote a book about his brother called Timmy, and it has to do with mental health and suicide and other things that are going on in this crazy world. And Mark's been telling us a lot about it. So just to keep you up on track there, Terry, so that you know what we're talking about.
Gotcha. $17.95 right now on Amazon.
On Amazon, exactly right. Yep. And they'll get it to you. I don't know you're out in the. I don't know where you guys are all.
We're all over.
I'm on the West Coast.
Oh, you're on the West Coast. Yeah, out here it seems like it takes about 10 days to get it. They say. Eventually, apparently they're selling a lot of books, which is nice.
Yay.
But it takes about a week to get it. It's print on demand. That's how they do it. Amazon Barnes Noble also has it for $17.95.
It's these things that need to be pushed out there because I mean the word, it's like you said, you know, the spectrum hadn't been talked about, but I feel like it still hasn't. My wife has taught now special ed for over 20 years, and she said,
wow, good for her.
She said they didn't even use that word. It feels like it's only been in the shortest amount of time, and it needs to get out there. There's just
people need to be more aware of it. I mean, there's guys like RFK Jr., Robert Kennedy Jr., who say that the expansion of the number of cases of people with autism are on the autism spectrum, because like somebody indicated before, it's a spectrum, and there are people that are very bad off. My son is very high functioning. I'm lucky he's lucky, but there are. What was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying now. I blanked.
The spectrum and the.
Oh yeah, that
functioning.
Robert Kennedy thinks that that the vaccines and other things have caused it, and I doubt very much that that's true. But one of the things that happens with something like autism is that a person who's an autistic in 10, 20, 30 years ago was just weird, and they were shoveled off into a corner. And they were
problem student in the classroom.
And they were men,
or didn't follow social cues. Like,
and now that we know about it, we're more aware of it, and people are more saying, hey, I've got that problem too. My son, when he was diagnosed with ADHD, he tried Ritalin. Doctors wanted him to try Ritalin, which is what they do for that. And it just stressed him out even more, and he couldn't do it. So we said, don't do it. We'll just handle it. We'll just manage. And then I was watching a movie called Adam, which is about a young man who is on the spectrum. And you know the movie? And his father's dying, and his anxiety levels are going up because he's going to have to figure out how to live by himself. And my son came home from school. I was watching this movie, and my son said to me, hey, what's up with that kid? And I explained to him what Asperger's was, because I had done some research because, well, for various reasons, somebody had years before, 4 years earlier, had said, I think Julius has Asperger's. And I said, no, he doesn't. But I read about it anyway. And I explained to him what this kid was going through. And my son said, hey, that's what I've got. And from that moment on, he was receptive to actually, it gave him great relief for it to have a name. For him to understand that he wasn't the only one that had this confusion when he talked to other people, where he couldn't understand what they felt, and it made him relax so much, and also gave him a focus, because then he could work on Asperger's and neurodiverse kids are taught to sort of write scripts in their head for a situation, so that they can come into a social situation and know, like, how to talk to a waitress, how to talk to a teacher, and what to say and what not to say. So they make these scripts. So it enabled him having that diagnosis, besides the fact that he had special ed teachers from then on, they saved his life, but he also had therapists to talk to, and he had some sertraline to calm him down. And there's this knowledge out there now that can save a lot of kids. I mean, I would say save their lives, but it doesn't really necessarily save them, keep them breathing, but it does keep them functioning.
It keeps them from feeling bad about themselves.
And it keeps them from feeling bad and ending up like my youngest brother, sticking a gun to the back of his head and shooting himself when he was 46 after struggling virtually alone, because the family we didn't know anything about it. So
yeah, it's terrible.
That's a long time to go through that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. No, it was a real struggle, and if it wasn't for the fact that he had such a strong mind and was able to sort of glom onto Shakespeare and learn Shakespeare and taught himself to be an actor, Shakespearean actor and a director, and worked in New York and built a theater in New York, but it was always a struggle. And when that fell apart, he began to fall apart, and it took him 7 years to finally give it up.
Oh, yeah, it's
and
terrible.
Yeah.
And you said that was a year after your mom passed?
It was a month after my mom passed.
A month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd been living with her and my father in North Carolina for 7 years, and it was a real drain on her. I think and he took responsibility for it, because it tired her out, because she didn't know what her youngest son was going through and didn't have the language. He didn't come from a place where that was even permitted. As you said earlier, it was mental health was you got over it.
And he blamed himself, and that was just the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, they kicked you in the ass and said, "Get over it." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to feel that way.
Be a man.
You're not allowed to feel that way.
Yeah, my dad thought until the day Tim, my son, my brother, died in his backyard. My dad thought he would wake up the next morning and get over it. And when he found out that my brother had killed himself, I get them confused. My brother had killed himself. He, the first thing he said was, what did he say? I can't remember. He said, "That damn fool." And my father never swore. But so just the fact that he used that, he said that on the phone to me, "That damn fool," indicated to me that he, somewhere in him, he knew that this was a problem that Tim couldn't didn't know how to deal with, even though he, in his day-to-day life, he said, oh, he'll get over it. He'll be fine tomorrow. Don't worry about it. But he
It's a big
knew.
broom that sweeps things under the carpet.
Yeah, it's so much easier to sweep it under the carpet and not talk about it, unless you have. And now we have the language, and now we're encouraged to. And now we also realize that difference is actually a positive thing. That people who are different, we can learn from them because they experience the world differently, and we can learn something about their world. We can learn about empathy, and it's all changed. It's not fixed because, as you said earlier, it's still in lots of parts of the country and in lots of parts of the world. It's just ignored, and if you don't get over it, you just die, and that's okay. But yeah, thank you.
Well, I'm just going to butt in real quick and say, Mark, I'm sorry for the loss, and thank you for the book, and I very much look forward to ordering it and having myself and my wife read that.
Yeah, good. It's great. It's great to read it and have somebody else read it and have conversations about it, because I think I hope it provokes some deep feeling, but also some conversations.
Absolutely.
If we stop talking about it, if we're quiet about it, if we do what we've been told to do for decades, to just sweep it under the carpet, like Terry said, or ignore it, or tell people to be a man. How does a man feel comfortable talking about anything? Like,
yeah, and
men are human beings too.
Hey, that day I sat and looked at my friend. He asked me to stay with him an extra hour at the coffee shop. He said he was all dressed up. I said, well, what are you dressed up for? He goes, just stay with me. He goes, and I told him, I'm gonna take a picture of you. And he said, go ahead. Probably be the last one you see me dressed up like this, maybe. And I'm like, and it just subtle things I get. You don't. Who would ever think that 15 minutes after I left him, his wife was calling me, screaming and yelling, I just can't. I can't get over it. I'm sorry. I'm trying. It eats me up.
It takes a lot of time. My brother killed himself in 1999. That's 25 years ago. And it's taken me this long to get through it, to understand it, to absorb it. It takes time. Just give yourself time and be patient with yourself. You've got to be patient with yourself. You got to be patient with everybody around you. Just give yourself time and know.
It's playing with my head too. I'm like, I don't know. It's just taking.
You got to know it's not your fault.
Yeah, you got exactly that's what you say. You got to know that it's not your fault. There wasn't anything you could have done.
Exactly.
I pride myself on being a tough guy, but that just, sheesh.
Yeah.
You're a wrestler.
Yeah.
No, suicide is a relief for the person who does it, because they stop hearing the voices in their head and they stop, the agony stops. But it leaves a hole in the lives of the people they leave behind that love them.
Why don't they realize that? That's what kills me.
Because
even
they're not
note,
trying to be
even
selfish.
if he would have left a note just saying, "Hey guys, look, I can't do this no more," blah 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 blah, but just not even to say anything, it just
because they don't understand. They don't understand how selfish it is. They don't look at it as a selfish act. They look like they're a burden on everybody, and they're trying to help everybody.
I told him at his casket, when I get to heaven, I'm going to kill him. everybody started laughing, even his wife. She goes, well, if you get there before me, you better. I said,
or at least give him a good pile driver.
That dog's gonna get him. This guy behind
you don't necessarily want to kill him, because you can probably get in trouble in heaven for killing people too.
My finish.
St. Peter's gonna let me in the pearly gates for that one, huh?
Yeah, they let you in. You better just stay and not screw that up.
Yeah.
Mark, and everybody, we appreciate having you on, Mark.
Hey,
Mark,
really,
that was
thanks a lot.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks for letting me talk about the book so much.
Oh yeah,
I'll come back sometime and talk about Animal House.
Yeah. Well, I figure
the success of the book.
Yeah, I
And
figured.
yeah, I know we can talk about the success of the book. That's it.
I figured that you'd want to talk more about the book anyway, because I mean, everybody likes to talk about Animal House and other things that you've done and all that. I'm
That
sure
was my favorite movie growing up. That was my favorite movie growing up.
I'm sure even Terry with Home Alone, she probably gets sick of hearing about that all the time too. But who knows?
We were blessed.
Now.
We were blessed to have those roles, to be able to open up something in somebody that we don't know.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
My sons and I so love Animal House, and we'll walk around every once in a while going, Toga, Toga.
Yeah, it's part of the language. Toga, toga, toga.
Yes, it is. And Jim Belushi was a good Chicago boy, so it was.
Well, I got the 4K Steelbook that came out a while back ago, and it looks good on 4K. They really cleaned it up, So some of us on the crew might not like it being too cleaned up, but we'll just leave that hush hush, I guess. Anyway, well, Mark, we appreciate you, and thanks for being a part of the show. Really,
I'm going to step out and leave it to Terry.
I want an autographed copy of that book.
All right, Mark. Thank you, man.
All right.
I
don't know how to get out of this.
I'll get you.
Just like that.
Yeah.
And you're gone.
I guess I'll just kick. Well, I don't want to kick him, but I guess we'll just do that. I guess.
Well, now it looks like Terry's home alone. Oh no! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! I'm sorry.
Is it because of the
man
Christmas
just
tree and
talking
everything?
to you was in Halloween.
Yeah,
Tell me
sure,
you're on Halloween. Come on, lads.
Wow. We're just getting ready for Terry here. We've been waiting for her for an hour, for crying out loud, I tell you. I talked to your agent, Jacob here was the one that hooked us up together, and he says really good things about you as far as about how you're a really nice lady and everything. And I'm just honored that we're connected, because I've been like most of us, we've all been fans of the Home Alone series and Christmas movies, and it's just but you've done so much other things too, that people don't talk about, and it's just but I'm sure Home Alone's kind of the big bread and butter, I'm sure, as far as what people always talk about.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have Terry Snell with us, and I don't know what else I can say, but we're just honored to have you on Renegade Radio. I'm happy this has worked out.
Well, I'm delighted you asked, so we'll have a good time.
Absolutely, and I'm even going to make it
Jacob.
more festive here. Hold on here. Well, yeah, and then I'd say thanks to Lance too, because Lance had something to do with this too a little bit. And
What'd you do, Lance?
He helped.
Yeah, hey,
you can.
We
say
were
what
just
you did.
fishing.
Fishing, yeah.
This is just fantastic.
So now I changed the colors to make it more festive there. Like that. Could do that on Zoom at all. So
I'm just going to be the one to ask, Terry, how was your holiday?
My holiday was mixed, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, and it's family, it's holiday. I wasn't on an airplane, so I couldn't leave anybody behind. But
but you would have if you could have. I mean,
there's a possibility.
Which one would you leave behind?
Yeah.
How many kids do you have?
How many of your kids have said, okay, she's going to say that she'd leave me behind, or?
No, I have two sons to answer whomever asks that. One lives in Kansas, and he's dean at the University of Missouri, Kansas City in classical music. And then my other son lives in Pensacola, Florida now, and he was one of the 5 founding members of Five Finger Death Punch, if you happen to know.
Really?
Holy crap.
Oh, I love them.
I would love that.
He hasn't been with them for a number of years now. He's now working with Kill Devil Hill, which you may or may not know. They're an older group.
You know what's funny about that? About you saying that? Because you seem like such a sweet little sweet lady and everything, and all of a sudden you say your son's like the founders of Five Finger Death Punch.
What instrument does he play?
He's a bass.
Oh, that's fantastic. I play drums, so I know the rhythm section. That's beautiful.
Yeah, he did the first 2 albums with them, and then they parted ways. And he's been playing independently in different places since then, which is just fine. But it's funny because I played the violin. So
okay, and so your other son being into classical music, obviously that was an upbringing.
Did he ever have Mummy on an album?
I'm sorry, did whatever have what?
Did he ever have Mummy on an album?
No. He wasn't in charge of that part of things.
Yeah.
But I had fun at the concerts and absolutely embarrassed him the first time I went because it was one of the outdoor festivals and I'm in my little like village girls print dress and a straw hat and everybody else is in black, of course, and they're banging their heads like crazy and here comes Mom in her little straw hat.
Oh, that's funny.
It is funny because when he spotted me from the stage, he just went, "That's my mom, part away for her."
Nice.
We're gonna have to exchange some information because I actually
That's a good son.
The logo says "Host of the Buzz with Mama T." I interview. Sorry.
You interview
I interview musicians on my podcast.
Okay.
I'm carrying on my late boyfriend's legacy, getting musicians out there and getting their name out there for free. I don't make money from the show. I don't charge anybody to be on it. It's on all the different platforms. So we'll have to exchange some information here.
Yes, he may very well be open to chatting with you right now. He and his wife are on holiday for her birthday and their wedding anniversary. So.
Well, every Sunday at 5 p.m. Central, I go live on StreamYard as well on a different podcast. So
I tell you what, you get him on the show, that's gonna probably boost your ratings because the founder of freaking or one of the founders of Five Finger Death Punch. I mean, holy crap!
Wow,
that's big
awesome.
time. I mean, seriously,
my ratings are actually pretty good right now.
I'm just saying, like you would outdo us as far as like your show would be more popular than us all of a sudden, just because of having him on. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
That's very
so.
There's a big following for Five Finger Death Punch.
No, but they don't have the mag on her show. Come on.
Time out a second. Please understand, when he left the band, it was under a situation, and therefore he's not allowed to say he was part of the band.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's just
non-disclosure.
But
yep,
do you think do you think people would actually still recognize him though?
Oh gosh, yes. Oddly enough, he just went to replace his car before they flew up here and then over to Hawaii. And the car dealer down in Pensacola, Florida, I'm not putting anything down on that statement. It's just that for my mind, he recognized him when he walked in the door. And I'm like, holy camole, you know.
Well, that's what I mean. The popularity, it doesn't matter if he was with the Rolling Stones or whatever. It's just like people know who you are, especially the big following. So it's a win-win regardless, it doesn't matter. But we're happy to have you on, Terry, because you're watching Home Alone and stuff. I mean, I'm guessing you were involved with like theater, Broadway, and all that stuff too.
Oh dear Lord, I wish I had been involved with Broadway. That is still on my bucket list. Even if I'm the fifth spear carrier from the left, I would want to do a Broadway stage once. I did a lot of other live theater, but I was never actually in New York, other than to film Home Alone 2 and a couple other things. My dad, who is a very odd person, and we won't go deeply into this, but he refused to let anybody in the family go anywhere east of the Mississippi. It was all, Satan's territory as far as where did you go?
We're still here. We can
I've
still
lost you.
We can you still hear us?
The screensaver
I can hold on. Let me see what's going on here. I don't know. It just all of a sudden went to a face page. Anyway, I will continue on. If you can see me, we're all fine.
Yeah, we can see you.
Yeah, we can see you.
So I never had the opportunity until I grew up, got divorced, and could travel by myself.
Wow. Okay. So then you started seeing the world a little bit and seeing, there is a world out there and stuff.
Yes. There's something beyond diapers. No.
And that's
an awesome feeling. I can attest to that. That's an awesome feeling.
Me being a stay-home mom, I can contest to that too.
Yeah, my family same. Yeah, we didn't really go many places. We went in our area, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they are still kind of like it. I'm just like, come on now, you're older, you should go see the world. Were you ever like somebody that like when you once you started seeing that there's a world out there? Did you what was the first places that you wanted to go see?
Oh, when I finally had my freedom as an adult woman.
Yeah. Yes.
My own credit cards to charge up.
Absolutely.
Actually, I did get there a couple of years ago. I've always wanted to go to London.
Okay.
I would like to go back to Ireland at some point. Italy is on my list, but when I moved from Chicago, that's where I was born and raised, and I moved from Chicago out to LA after my divorce. The first movie I booked was back on location in Chicago in February. And
That's what I was thinking.
And I just looked up and I said, okay, you needed a laugh today, right?
What other movies did you have a big shot in? Like besides, like what other movies did you try to get, or besides?
When I first moved out here, every time I walked into a casting office, which can't do anymore since COVID, but every time I moved into the Kathy Bates would be sitting there.
Oh, jeez.
So if you look at a lot of Kathy Bates roles, you'll know some of the things I was up for.
Oh, yeah.
A little Stephen King?
I'm sorry, say again?
A little Stephen King, maybe?
Oh, I would love to do some Stephen King. That would be great fun. But everybody looks at me and goes, "You're too nice." And I go, You
should say my son's from Five Finger Death Punch. What do you mean too nice? I used to at the concert.
Yeah, that's when you could throw that out.
Probably couldn't have pulled off the woman in Misery then.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, absolutely. I did a couple of horror films. One called Scanner Cops: The Showdown, and the other one was Amityville 5. I think it's about time. So I did get a chance to do some not so nice lady roles. And then I worked with Adam Sandler.
I'm gonna have to watch that. Amityville 5, you said? I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Amityville 1992.
The only thing that was left at the house was the clock.
Yeah, it's called Amityville 1992.
That was about that. My last name is Lutz. That was about the Lutz family now.
Your character was Mrs. Tetman. Yeah.
Mrs. Tetman, yes.
Yeah.
Peaches doesn't bite.
Oh, that's funny. That's
and
funny.
Then I worked. I did a small role with Jennifer Aniston on the sequel to Rumor Has It. I can't remember the title of it right off the top of my head. And then I worked with Adam Sandler in You Don't Mess with the Zohan, which was hysterical.
That was, I thought I recognized, that's probably what I recognize you from.
It's fun. I mean, everything got cut out. It's one of those things that you do for the fun of it. And on that particular shoot, when I came to set and they were taking me to set, they opened the door and said, walk in here. I walk in there and Adam Sandler's changing his pants.
Oh, Lord.
So you got to see a little Adam Sandler.
And it's like,
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm
so
just
junior
Don't come in here. I'm just not, a voyeur. And then I got to work with Julie Louis-Dreyfus on Veep, and that was, excuse me, a great amount of fun.
Oh, that's good. No, it sounds like you've just had a kind of an interesting life. I mean, just mixing up personal life with the acting career and stuff. I mean, it's just you always got to be grateful for the time that you had in that realm, because they could have picked anybody else to play Aunt Leslie, and who knows what would have happened. What your career would have been like, huh?
Well, there's a little story about that whole thing that you might enjoy.
You gotta have a good story.
I was living in Chicago, and if any of you know Chicago winters, you know how miserable it can be.
Well, we're Minnesota, so yeah.
Okay, so okay. So I had my first audition for Home Alone in November. And at that audition, they told me I would have a callback in January. So January comes and goes, no audition. I'm like, well, I was lucky as a Chicago girl to be even auditioning for a big feature film and just coming into the industry after having raised the kids and so on and so forth. And okay, disappointing, but all right. So February 1st, I got a phone call for my second audition for the role. At that time, my whole life had been falling apart. The marriage was falling apart. The car was falling apart. And if you know the expressways in Chicago and sleet and snow, I'm going, and there were no cell phones yet. So I was going in for my audition. The car broke down in the center lane of the Eisenhower. And my boys, God bless them, has shown me what to do to the car. But it was like a Buick Delta 88. It was huge. I'm 5 foot tall, just, you know. So I opened the hood and I have to jump inside of the compartment to open up the air filter, to fix the carburetor, to put it all back together again. Now, in the meantime, it is sleeting like crazy. My makeup is now running down my face. My hair is completely drenched. I get back in the car. All I had was a pager. There was nothing I could do, and I was an hour late. So all the way in, I'm praying, dear God, please, please let them still be there. Please let them still be there. And when I walked in, they had already packed up all the equipment for taping and so on and so forth. And I just said, I'm not a flake, really. I broke down on the Eisenhower, and they looked into you drenched. Okay, we'll do you. So they opened everything back up, and they filmed the audition. And that was it. You know, I all the way home. God, please let them not be angry with me for being late. Come on, you know what happened.
Such a
How in the world could you be?
I know these Delta 88s, and I can just see your short little butt and your little legs sticking out from under the hood.
Exactly.
Being speeded on.
If there was TikTok at the time.
How in the world can you do that, fix the car, and then go in and be prepared enough for an audition?
Well, it's challenging.
Yeah.
But I so wanted to get out of Chicago, so I was, please make it happen. I'm a Capricorn. I think that'll explain it all.
Yep.
So then a couple weeks went by, and I didn't hear a word. So I said, okay, well, at least they gave me a shot. I understand. It's all done. And the phone rings, and it's my agent who said, they kind of like to book you as the pharmacy assistant. And I'm like, okay. Now, the whole time I'm using Catherine O'Hara's lines because there are more lines for her for the audition. Never spoke a word of the toothbrush scene, you know?
Yeah.
So I was just, and so, well, do you want it or not? Is what I get from my agent. And I said, okay, of course I want it. I've not done it, and I'm just starting back up.
And what does it pay?
But no, I didn't. I did the typical actor thing. I said, but I never was even mentioned to read for that role. Could you find out what I did wrong?
Yeah.
So that was that. And as I said, I was going through divorce. My ex was an alcoholic. He's out at the bar. The kids are in school. It's sleeting against the windows, but there's no television on. There's no radio on. There's no anything on. And this voice comes booming through the house saying, be patient. There's been a mistake.
Oh.
And that, I happen to be a strong believer, so I'll leave you with that. But the next day, my agent called, and she said they made a mistake. They wrote your name down on the wrong line. They'd like you to be that Leslie.
Okay.
Wow, that's wonderful. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was kind of like, you did raise these kids okay, so here's your reward. You get a pat on the back.
And it seemed to me like, you know, Aunt Leslie was always so nice to Kevin, but then you got Uncle Frank, who was kind of a dickhead kind of to Frank.
Yes, Uncle Frank.
The time. And how was he to work with? Because I forget the guy who played the character of Frank, but like, how was he to work with? Like
Jerry Bannon was the actor who played Uncle Frank.
Okay, how was he to work with when you guys were doing your stuff?
You've heard of typecasting?
I hear exactly what you're saying.
Okay.
He was basically his character.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were all pretty much cast like our characers.
Oh, okay. Because I don't remember him doing anything else.
So you're trying to say he was an idiot in real life.
No, Jerry has a fairly strong resume out of New York City. He's never delved much out of there. He's had some good guest star roles on a number of TV shows.
Okay.
And he's done a lot of live theater. He's a good actor, and he's a nice man. He's just kind of grumpy like Uncle Frank, and definitely a little.
Okay. Okay.
He doesn't like to spend.
A cheapskate.
How fitting. How fitting.
What I really wanted to ask was what it was like working with Macaulay Culkin.
It was most interesting. In that, Mac was, I think, 8 years old. The casting age was 6 to 8. And I think he was actually 8 years old when he did the second one. He may have been a little younger for the first one. I don't honestly remember, but he comes from a family of 7, which I think you probably know because there's been enough written of all of what that was. And because this was a film, excuse me, that had so many minors in it, it was, and because it was also filmed in the closed down New Trier High School, it was kind of a free for all. It was the kids just really worked together beautifully, and they had so much fun. And because there are kids, there are mothers or fathers, depending upon who has set duty that day. And so you kind of make your own little community. So it was quite fun.
And so that is very true that the house was built in a gym, and that was the set was basically recreated of the house in a gym.
Yes, and part of the filming was done in the actual house.
Correct. Okay.
Only the in and out of the front door, running to get into the van kind of stuff. And then they replicated the staircase in the living room, in the dining room, in the kitchen in the high school. And for the next door neighbor's house where he jams up and turns the water on and floods everything, that was done in the empty swimming pool of the high school.
Oh.
Okay.
Lance, you never told her what your family history was.
I'm sorry, say again?
No, Lance. I was saying Lance never told you what his father and him mean. Lance starred in the movie.
Well, the cat's out of the bag, Lance. You might as well tell Terry what you did.
I didn't do anything. I was just one of those that, my father and brother were in the industry for a very long time. And it was, my dad was a stuntman and my brother was an actor. So just kind of, growing up in and around that same thing and not pursuing it in the way that you did. And so to me, what intrigues me is my dad and brother went one way, and then like your kids, they went musically, and that's the way I went. So to hear you've got a son in this hardcore side and then the classical side,
they are the alpha and omega.
Do you still play violin at all?
I have one, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I just bought new strings for it, but it hasn't done anything else.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I mean, passing on any sort of artistic integrity to anybody is one of those things when they find that gift and they run with it. Obviously, those two boys of yours did. So that's congratulations.
But his father and I were very hardcore about it. His dad, who is deceased, played the guitar and the piano. And he was a producer director for industrial films. So the artistic, they couldn't dodge the bullet. They just had to find what the target was. And we started them out in, I think it was 3rd grade, playing the piano. We told them you have to take the piano first, and then you can choose any instrument you want, but you're going to get the treble and the bass clef, and you're going to know the notes for any instrument that you want to learn to play. So they struggled through about 3 years of piano. And then when my oldest son, Jimmy, went into junior high, he chose percussion, and he played both timpani and trap set. Then my second son, Matthew, when he went in, he chose the saxophone. And both of the boys, when they were in high school, played in the jazz band. And toured and did a number of things. So they just kind of grew up with it.
Yeah.
My older son took a little diversion, thinking he wanted to be a paramedic. So we sent. Now he's like halfway through his junior year. He's applied to different colleges. He's got some scholarships in music, and he says, "I think they want to knock me in him." Okay, this is what parenthood is made for. You know?
That's good because you're giving your mom a heart attack right now.
So I told him, I said, if you think you want to do this, then you need to explore it. Go over to the hospital, which was nearby, and see if you can become a candy striper, which obviously is the guy they wouldn't call him candy striper, but nonetheless. Yeah. So he did, and he was doing so well at it, they put him in the emergency room. And one night he came home white as white can be. And he just said, I don't think I want to be a paramedic. And I just said, okay, what happened? And apparently there had been a bad car crash, and they were trying to save the life of the mother and the baby. And the mother had died, and Jimmy was present for the husband being told what had happened in his family. And he said, I don't think I can handle this. So, okay, then we won't do this. But you gotta take a look at what you think you might want to do before you decide to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I think they were called nurses' aides when they were back then. I think it was a nurse's aide if they called them men. If they were men, they called them nurses' aides rather than candy stripers.
I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of us could deal with that. You know, it's funny, we can watch a horror film and all that, but I can only handle so much horror too. Like you know, they got the Terrifier films out there. That makes it look too real. I don't like realistic horror films. Yeah.
My job was like that every day. My job was horrible every day like that. I was in the burial business, and I had to bury kids that were in mothers, dads, everybody were in accidents, and you buried the whole family, and the poor father was just sitting there by himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every day was something different. Every day.
That's hard to carry.
43 years of it. I buried my best friend's baby, drowned it in a pool all the way up to my mom and dad. You know, It was a tough business.
The smaller the casket, the harder it is.
Oh, you don't even know.
Although we had one really bizarre incident in our hometown. It's got to have been a scene in a movie somewhere. They were carrying the casket out of the funeral home to the hearse, but the person in the casket was very large, and the bottom fell out of the casket.
I buried somebody with 700 pounds. We had to put him in a 500-gallon septic tank. They buried him in 3 graves. We took the window out of the house and had to go in there with a forklift and put him on a pallet to get him out of the house.
Oh, dear.
Wow. It took us 4 days to get him, extract him.
Okay.
Yeah,
it wasn't a
charged by the hour or the pound.
It was a
grocery store.
Hey, it was a 98-degree day, so picture that. It wasn't very fun.
Well, Terry,
I've been through hell and back with my job.
We definitely appreciate having you on the show, and you know, I'm definitely honored just the fact that you were willing to come on, because being a big fan of Home Alone, but also just being a fan of just good cinema and just good people that are involved. You know, you're one of those unsung heroes of the pop culture world, as we like to call them here on the show.
Thank you.
So you definitely are a legend in our eyes, and no matter what. So we appreciate you.
That is
really
wonderful. And I just so appreciate you guys, and I think we need to do more of this kind of just talking about the world of the way it's going right now. We need to hold each other, be kind, and be gentle.
God bless.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Be loving, be forgiving, be kind and gentle. Yes.
Absolutely.
Right, you might, tomorrow's a day you might not see each other.
Well, thank you for being a part of this season 4 opener of Renegade Radio, and
nice.
I guess we'll see you next week when we got Dennis McNulty as one of our special guests. We might have more. Never know on this show. Well, thanks everybody.
What's going to happen on this
God
show.
bless. Have a wonderful 2025.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, man. Thanks for coming on. Love you. Hey guys, have a good week.